see on TV. The cash is real. The stakes are high. They bet big. They win big. They lose big. High stakes live action poker. Live at the bike. Watch it live on the web or play it if you dare at the Bicycle Casino right here in Los Angeles.
I'm trying.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Live at the Bike, brought to you by the Bicycle Casino in Los Angeles, California, the first and only webcast of real action cash game poker. My name is Bart Hansen, and I'm trying to get Shirley Rosario in the frame.
No, he wants me on his lap.
Oh, of course. Tonight we're going to be doing a $300 to $500 no-limit hold'em game, and it's going to feature one of our commentators, David Tuckman, and we're calling this pseudo 2+2 night because we've got three gentlemen in the game. Where are you going, Shirley?
Nowhere.
We've got three gentlemen in the game from 2+2, Chester, SP Surfin, and Surfin' Illini, as well as Barry Woods, I think Michael Kelsey, Gus, and some others that we are familiar with. So it's going to be interesting to see how David Tuckman fares in this game. Maybe it might be a little bit like some of the old schooler viewers might know back in our 5-10 games when the players were really good and there was like a lot of moves and action and stuff like that. So we got a couple bounties going on. Whoever knocks David Tuckman out will get...
Well, not knock him out, but make him rebuy.
Well, knock him down to felt. Obviously, it's a cash game, so you can't knock somebody out. But you're going to get $100 and a poker pads.
Right there.
One of these things, poker pads. And David Tuckman has also added his own bounty to the game. Whoever bluffs Barry Woods and shows the bluff on the table will receive $50 from him. So, without further ado, let's get to it. Let's get to the table. Let's go around and introduce the table.
Okay, in seat number 1, David Tuckman, the man. Seat 2, we have Alan. Seat 3, we have Joe McClain, which is Chester from 2+2. Seat 4 is Michael Dotto, and that is SP Surfin from 2+2.
That's right.
Seat 5 is Kyle. Seat 6 is Gus. Seat 7 is Jeff Klein, which is Surfin' Illini. Seat 8 is David Kelsey. I think he just got up from the table. There he is, David Kelsey. And seat 9 is Barry Woods.
Are you having one? Yeah. I'll have a bottle of gin.
Wow, it sounds like a loud table already. But this game's been going on for about, I want to say, an hour and a half. Looks like seat 5 there, Kyle, has a lot of chips.
Has a lot
in
of
front
chips,
him.
yeah, Gus too.
1,000, yeah, so does Gus. And Dave Tuckman, I mean, I guess he entered the game for 500. We'll get chip counts as soon as possible. And obviously everyone entered for 5 at the beginning of the game, but we try to keep track of what they have now and then figure out who the winner is throughout the show. And it looks like Dave probably has a little over 500 because it looks like he's got maybe 2 or 3 in purples.
Yeah, well, it looked like more than that to me, but the purples are $25. Don't give me looks.
Barry Woods has got King Jack in seat 9. And I think it got folded around to him. So this is going to be a tight table, obviously. I mean, we've got a lot of tight players on the table. Look at Tuckman. He's going to play, looks like...
Is that 9, 10,
10-3 suited. He's going to limp in. Well, he wants to see a lot of hands, obviously.
Our blinds are 5 and 5 here.
Yep, 5 and 5. The yellow chips are $5 chips. And here we go to the flop. Ace, 8, 7. And we have a $45 bet. I believe here by...
I think it's Joe there with his flush draw.
There you go. And actually, it's a $25 bet. So Joe's going to bet in with the flush draw. That's Chester on 2+2. Barry folds. And Tuckman's going to fold. And Chester's going to take it down. So, it was funny. I asked Dave, what's going to be your strategy for this game? Because obviously the game is going to be tight. Well, Dave's a big fan of raising in position, little mini raise, and then betting about, half the size of the pot or even smaller than that, taking the pot down if it misses everyone. So, boy, we haven't had an announcer be on this show in a long time, have we?
I think probably I was the last one, right?
Right. Were you playing in a 3 to 5 game?
Yes. Well, that was a while ago.
Was that at least a month ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm thinking it was about like 2 months, 3 months.
I haven't been on the show in a long, long time, but we're going to start to see if we can
Well, yeah,
mosey
because you have a
ourselves
heads-up
along.
challenge
That's right.
that you have to play.
That's right. Of course, if you want to follow a live thread that started on the internet, you can go to 2plus2.com. Click on forums, World Poker Tour, and other televised tournaments. The official Live the Bike thread for December 13th. We are going to see a raise here for $10, I believe, by seat number 6 with pocket 5s. We got 5-way action. It's a $50 pot. Here we go. Ace, Queen, 4. The button is in seat 3. Check, check. And
I'll take it.
I think Barry just open-folded here, Shirley. I think he just folded his hand. And it's going to get checked around. And look at that. Joe did not bet with deuce 4 in position. Not saying that a lot of people would, but he does have a piece of it. Now Gus is going to bet, figuring he might have the best hand. Nobody has a heart except for seat 5, because Kyle has the king of hearts in his hand. We have it up as the king of spades. So he's going to make the call. So again, there we go. And here we go to the river. The river's a deuce. And Gus's hand is good here with pocket 5s. Kyle had a straight draw too, and he missed everything.
Gus will be pleasantly surprised.
Yep, he's going to take it down there with the pocket 5s. You know, it's interesting because I noticed that our great producer Evelyn made a tiny little mistake there by putting a spade up with against a heart. We have new cards in the casino, and I have to say, I've made that mistake 2 times playing myself with the spade and the heart. The new cards, the redness of the heart and the diamond is not.
They're not a bold red.
Really defined,
right?
Especially if you're wearing sunglasses, it's easy. People can say, well, how do you mistake a heart for a spade? Well, if it's the same color, it's pretty easy to mistake. Pocket 10s over here for seat 9. Barry's going to raise it up here. Pocket 10s. Going to raise it up to $35 here.
300, about 400 left. Not enough to go for. I'll buy it for more.
Tuckman had, looks like a 6-5 offsuit. He goads Barry Woods, asks him how much he has left, but he's not going to play.
Got a bunch of pussies at this table.
Ooh, he's letting him know.
On? Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you, Barry. We can hear you. Action's back over to Gus. He's got 6-7 offsuit in the blind. He is pretty deep, but probably not going to want to take this heads up. Oh, what do I know? Let's see. It's a $35 raise. And he's finally going to fold. And hopefully, like I said, we're going to be able to see... it's funny. Somebody already in 2+2 said this is one tight-ass table. I have to agree, but hopefully we'll see some moves. Again, maybe it will be more like some of the old school 5-10 live the bike that we used to do back in March and April and February. Because it seems like as the show's gone along, the players have gotten worse.
You think so?
Yes, because I think the good players have either moved up or moved out. At least some of them that were usually in our game.
Small raise.
David Kelsey there is going to raise to $10. See what I mean there? The king of hearts? Couldn't you think that might be a spade?
Well, it looks like heart to me. But
no,
I guess maybe if I had sunglasses on and
raise here by David Kelly, and I believe we had a re-raise by Tuckman.
David, yeah.
6-7 offsuit. So a raise and a mini re-raise, and now David's going to have position on David Kelsey. Here we go. And chances are it's going to miss everyone. Let's see if David can get down to the continuation bet. Well, there you go, 10-8-3. David's going to check. And Tuckman has a straight draw, and he's going to bet. He's going to bet 40 here. David Kelsey's out of there, and I think this is what David Tuckman's strategy is going to be tonight. He obviously is very privy and very aware of the players.
Yes.
I mean, he's got to be probably more aware of these players
than they are of him. That's for sure.
Well, the only person that probably knows these players better is me.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And you. I'm just kidding. No, but you know, he probably knows the players better than, you know, they do, if they don't go back and, say, study the archives. So, obviously you know that David Kelsey is probably one of the tightest players on the table, right?
Well, he started out that way, but he's loosened up his game the last few times he's been up. I think every time he's kind of loosening it up a little bit.
And David Tuckman's going to buy the table cocktails.
Well, he always does offer if anyone wants to come in and say hi to him, he'll buy him a drink, so.
Well, seat 4 is going to raise here. That's SP Surfin' Michael. And he's going to raise it up to 25. He's got ace-jack offsuit. And everyone's going to order a drink.
Can I have the cash instead? 20 more? Yes.
And David's going to call with Jack 10. He's out of position. Alan's in there with Queen Jack. And Joe is in there with a suited connector. Now, obviously, David's playing Jack 10. He'd probably be more likely to call Jack 10 for his straight possibilities as opposed to King Queen or, say, Ace Jack. Here we go to the flop. Deuce 3-3. No one hit anything here. Let's see if Michael's going to throw a continuation bet in here. It's a $100 pot.
The camera's over there.
He's going to bet 30 into a $100 pot. It's pretty weak there, Shirley.
It's a little small.
But look at that. It's going to be enough, Shirley. He's going to take it down. There you go. And, you know, this guy, Michael, I talked to him before the show. He said he's from Glendora, but he sounded Canadian to me. He's got that twangy accent. The only thing he just needs to get is, you know, everyone's seen South Park, is his head needs to start flapping around, right? Like Terrence and Phillip or some of those other Canadians that they have on South Park. Celine Dion. Pocket aces here for seat 4. So you imagine that he's going to raise it up here again. And then, actually, you know what? Joe is going to raise here. Chester. He's got a little suited connector.
Small little raise there.
$15 with 5-4 suited, and Michael's going to come over the top of him with pocket aces. So a raise to 15, a re-raise to 45. Gus has got ace-jack off suit here. I mean, this should go in the muck pretty quickly. He folds. Barry folds. Michael Kelsey, David Kelsey folds. And the action is now back over to Joe, and he folds. There you go.
The guy with the funny shirt, not the Jew.
So a lot of these guys have kind of been with us since the start, Shirley. They've been fans of the show for a long time. Again, if you want to contact us, you can also email us at live@thebike.com. Questions, comments, suggestions are always appreciated as the button moves over here to David Kelsey in seat 8.
You are the parson. If there are any Muslims at the table, I apologize.
And Barry Woods has got ace-queen in the small blind, but Alan's got pocket aces here.
Wow.
And he's going to make it 25 to go. So let's see what's going to happen here. See how Barry's going to play ace-queen out of position. Sometimes pretty difficult. He's going to re-raise Shirley, it looks like. Wow.
I want you in. I want your money, though.
He's going to re-raise to 75. And let's see what Alan does here with the aces. And remember, Alan had made a push with pocket 10s about a week ago, and Barry took a couple seconds to call up kings.
Right.
The clown that pushed, that called 2 all-ins with ace-queen.
But Barry has talked about his hand, ace-queen, and Alan has aces this time, so let's see how he's going to
Oh,
play.
he was talking about that one hand when Alan had pushed with 10s. Remember, the other guy had overcalled with ace-queen, and Barry had pocket kings and came in third. Alan just flat called there.
Yep, so he's going to play the trap game, Jack 4-8. And let's see what Barry does. Alan did not re-raise pre-flop. And Barry's going to bet 150 here. And Alan pretty much laid the trap down here, and he's going to push it the rest all in. Looks like 360 more. So the pot is now 660, 360 to call. Barry probably should fold here.
200 more?
Well, actually, you know what, Shirley? After the bet, maybe he only had 360 total left.
Yeah. I think it's 200.
Absolutely, without a doubt. I think so.
Okay, so if you went all in for 360, it's about. Boy, it's about.
I think she said. I think it was 220 more to call.
Okay.
Because Barry's in a lot of trouble.
Barry does make the call. We've got a huge pot here. Turn is a
He
10.
needs a king.
And the river's a 4. And Alan's going to take it down there with aces. There it is. Yeah, Barry bet the pot. Bet 150 into the pot. You know, Alan pushed all in for, I guess,
220 more.
220 more. So, I mean, basically,
If Barry thought his two cards were live.
well, that pot was about $670. It was 220 to call. He was getting about 3 to 1. I don't know. It's pretty close with 2 cards to come. I just don't know. I mean, I understand if you think if your overcards are good, but when Alan pushes all in, I guess maybe you're just hoping he's got something like pocket nines or something if you're going to make that call. Obviously, if he has a lower pair, then you can make the call, but I don't know. That kind of smelled funny to me. What the hell is Alan going to call a big re-raise with? I just don't buy it.
It was a bad call, but it was against
Button
Alan,
is
so-
in seat 9.
I
Barry
like,
Woods.
you know, king, ace, queen, thank you.
Hey, you can check out Under the Gun. It's been updated, Shirley. It's got
Oh, cool.
David Tuckman's latest article here from December 12th and some of the other articles that he's had lately.
That's nice because I like some of the stuff that he's written. Have you read a lot of his things?
I have.
Yeah.
This one was with regards to
Okay.
the article that our buddy Dan Abrams wrote in Card Player regarding the overplay of Ace King and the devaluing of Ace King. Pot is limped around here 6 ways. Deuce, 9, deuce here.
I check.
And no one has hit anything here. It does not look like. Actually, Gus has got a pair of 9s.
I checked what's going on.
And so does Kyle. And Kyle's going to bet 30. Let's see how Gus plays it. Gus is out-kicked right now. And Gus calls with 9-10. And we are heads up. Here we go to the turn. The turn's a 5. The jack still plays right now. Kyle checks, and Gus is going to bet. He's going to bet 45. I think Kyle's just not going to. He's not going to play. They're in power position. Gus shows him a 9. And he did not have him out kicked. And Gus takes it down. There you go. So who is going to knock Dave Tuckman out for that $100 bounty? We haven't really seen a lot of players mix it up yet. We're only in the first 15 minutes of the show, obviously. But this one will be interesting throughout the night as the button moves over there to seat 1.
Thank you.
That is David Tuckman. Pocket aces again for SP Surfin'. This is twice. He's going to raise it to 30. And look at this. Barry Woods has got ace, king, and diamonds. Let's see if he re-raises
Yeah, he
here.
might get in trouble here, too.
There you go. He's going to re-raise to 60. And he just rebought for 500, Shirley. So let's see how Michael's going to play it. Is he going to play the trap? He is out of position. He's raised it to 30. Barry's re-raised it to 60 with ace, king, and diamonds. It's 30 more.
All right, I have to give Michael credit. He drinks a man's drink. Crown and Coke.
Crown,
We have a guy next to him
Can-
drinking wine. And
Canadian whiskey is a man's
drinks
drink?
Crown and Coke.
Crown and Coke? Are you kidding? And he's going to re-raise. He's going to make it 100 more. And Barry's going to call here, looks like, without a second thought. Well, Barry, this is a restricted buying game. You got to watch your stacks. And he looks like he's got maybe 300 or 400 left. Here we go to the flop.
You're trying to say that you wouldn't call there with ace king suited?
Deuce, 3, 5.
Huh.
And Michael's he's gonna raise all in here. He's gonna raise all in.
175?
He's gonna bet.
He's betting.
He's gonna bet 175.
curious, Barry. I was always curious how you played when you don't get...
I gotta be honest with you. I mean, if the guy came over the top of me and he only had 175 left, yeah, there's a chance that I wouldn't call with ace king. 120 or $100 re-raise.
Does he only have 175 left?
He's got 175.
What's
He
that
just moved
400
all in.
next to him? Oh, is that the...
Yeah, he's moving in for 175 here. I mean, what do you think a guy like that has? Especially at this table where you know everybody
Well, I
else
mean,
plays.
they haven't been playing that long, so...
A pair higher than jacks?
Well, let's see what Barry's going to do here.
Show me one. Doesn't look good. Show me one. Doesn't look good.
He's saying, show me one, show me one. He's probably going to be drawing to a chop there to a straight. Okay. And he folds. Michael had the ace of spades in his hand, too.
My bluff with the best hand, does it count? No.
And Michael's talking about that bluff.
It's not a bluff, don't show. Yeah, don't show.
He's not going to show.
Of
course, we have that
go ahead, show.
that bounty that David Tuckman is putting on
And Nicole, you're perfect timing.
anybody's head.
The first sucker for the first sucker. Here you go, Barry. Barry, the sucker for a sucker. You were well beaten, Barry.
There's Nicole.
Ace of king and diamond. You would have sucked out. Didn't do anything.
And Tuckman's sucking on a lollipop. Call him a sucker. Interesting. Button's going to move over here to seat 2.
Found out where I was.
Fold.
It's going to be hard for me to bluff you out of a pot now.
Barry's going to limp. I don't think anyone's going to be able to bluff Barry out of a pot. I just don't see
I think that's why David probably put his money up on that one.
Yeah.
You saw Barry at the table and he didn't have the table covered in chips.
And it's going to get limped around here 4 ways. And here we go. To the flop, which means it's a $20 pot. 9-5 deuce. Couple spades. And again, it doesn't really look like anybody hit much. But Dave Tuckman, he's going to bet 15 here. It looks like he is in position. Ace rag. Going to bet.
15.
And Barry doesn't buy it. He's going to call. He must be trying to set up a play here.
I don't know.
Turn is another 9.
Really? Yeah. I bet it is. I'll tell you what he has before the hand. Show me one card. I'll show you one. Before you show me the card. Which one do you want to say? Yeah, it's left one. It's going to be the game all night.
And they say, show me one card. Tuckman showed him one card. I guess it was the 7.
It looks like the 7.
So he showed him the 7.
I didn't care. Go ahead. There you go.
And Barry showed him, I think, a jack.
Okay, I check. Go ahead.
And it goes check on the turn.
My gut shot.
And the river's an 8. And Tuckman's good here with ace high.
His favorite cards are 6 check. Check and fold.
Oh, look at this. Dave's not going to try to bet here. Maybe he thinks he can win in a showdown with ace high. And it is good.
All we needed was another. We'll go another card. Let's see what.
I just don't know what Barry was calling on the flop there for. And no spade draw. Again, this is kind of going to be a combination of a little bit of a fun night here, folks, tonight. And
that's it. The whole round, $14.
Obviously, Barry's giving Dave a little hard time about ace rag because you've been trying to teach Barry to get away from ace rag pre-flop, right?
Right.
Look at this, pocket aces again. This time for seat 5.
Wow.
Kyle.
Actually, you should think.
Had pocket aces here about 5 times in the first 20 minutes of the show. And he is in the big blind. And it looks like seat 7 there, that's Jeff Klein surfing a line. He's going to limp in with pocket 7s. Barry's going to limp in with a queen 4 suited. And the button checks, or excuse me, the small blind checks, and Kyle's going to make it 30 to go with aces. And Jeff quickly calls. Let's see if they're, deep enough stacked. Obviously, you can see that Kyle is, right? Yes. Here we go to the flop. Oh, wow, right in the door, Jeff's got top set. This is what we talk about, implied odds. Kyle's going to bet.
We still haven't seen if Jeff has a lot of chips to do that. Yeah, he's pretty good. He's got about...
Kyle bets 50, and Jeff raises to 100, and Kyle quickly just calls. Maybe Kyle thinks that he's trapping Jeff, but, boy, it's really rare that anybody gets away from an overpair here. It turns a queen. Kyle checks. And Jeff Klein's going to bet 150 here. $150 into a pot that's about $250. The pot's now $400, $150 to call. And Kyle is going to check call here again. And now the pot's over $500. We're talking about a pot that's about $550. Boy, in the river, if you're Jeff, do you just move all in here? I mean, the guy seems like he's been playing it like an overpair the whole time. He's having trouble here, making check calls. Here we go to the river. The river's a deuce, pretty harmless. Yep, there you go. Jeff Klein's going to move all in here on the river, and Kyle quickly calls. And there's an example of playing a pocket pair there for implied odds. And looks like he's all in for maybe maybe another 200 there or so.
Yeah.
So we're talking about a pot there of almost $1,000 that Jeff Klein wins there with top set on the flop. And boy, I mean, in this game, Shirley, it's really, really rare that you can find somebody that would get away from aces in that situation. Just because the game just isn't deep enough inherently, right?
Right. Well, I mean, I was kind of wondering why he was just check calling, unless he was trying to play cautiously in case a heart came. Maybe he put Jeff on a heart draw.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know. It just seems strange.
Checking to induce a bluff.
Could be.
Possibly. An interesting hand, though. And there goes about $980 over there to surf on a line now. And I assume that hat that he's wearing is an Illinois hat. Would make sense. The great Illinois University, I believe that's in Champlain, Illinois. No, you don't know that?
Well, I'm just wondering. That's not really how you pronounce it, right? Are you kidding?
Yeah, it is.
But with an L?
Yeah. Champlain.
Really?
Yeah.
Ah, I thought it was like the drink.
Bud moves over here to seat 4. I believe it's in Champlain, Illinois. I'm pretty sure. $20 raise here by Dave Tuckman. He's going to come in with 10-3 of diamonds. Raising it up. And the button here, Michael's got ace, deuce of hearts. He's not going to play. Seat 5 is out. And Gus has got king 9 off suit. Looks like we've changed David's name to Tuckman. It's easier because we got another David Kelsey in the game.
That's right, yeah.
There it is. He takes it down. More crafty play by the Tuckster, Friar Tuck. I'm sure that he is intending on trying to impress everyone with his moves that he's going to make tonight.
Were you miserable in that game last night?
Again, you can email us liveatthebike.com. Questions, comments, suggestions. Much appreciated. And the button looks like he's got ace 10 of clubs here in seat 5. And I guess he just limped.
I don't know enough dirt.
It's almost like he's playing a trap and he flops the nut
Yeah,
flush.
that's nice.
Wow.
Trust me, I don't
No, didn't raise pre-flop on the button, open limp with ace 10 of clubs and flops the nut flush. And he checks it. Turn is a 6. I don't know how much. Well, Gus is going to come out and bet now.
And I think that's about as much as he's going to get on this hand.
He bets 15. Obviously, he's drawing dead. And Kyle calls. And the river's a queen. Kyle's made a straight and a flush now. But it looks like Gus is going to fire again. So the way that Kyle played this hand, no,
Nope.
Gus just shuts down. So he got about $15 off of that hand. That's interesting. Well, Gus is obviously not stupid. I don't think that you're going to get him to fire more than once at that. Button moves over there to Gus in seat 6. And here we go with the chip count. Well, Gus, he's got 1,200. Jeff Klein over there in seat 7, he moved his stack up to 900. Seat 5 went down to 600. And look at Tuckman. He's like on the short stack, only 400. Wow. And actually, David has...
Yeah,
actually,
David has 7.
Dave has 700. David Kelsey has 400.
Right.
There you go.
That's why she changed it to Tuckman.
Yeah. Now we got a raise here by seat 3. That's Chester on 2+2. Joe made it 15 to go. He's got ace queen offsuit. We got a call in seat 4 with king jack, 8-9 offsuit, and 10-7. 4 ways, $60 pot. Well, ace queens hit top pair. It's going to get checked to Joe, and he's going to bet 25 here. That's really not a big bet. I think he's almost trying to goad someone to make a move against him. 25 into a $60 pot. But really, no one has anything here, so let's see what Dave does. Again, Dave is crafty, so if he thinks he can get somebody off of a hand just by making a move.
Mm-hmm.
And look at this.
Yep, he's going for it.
Yep, he's going to go for it, but unfortunately, Dave, you're the one that's getting trapped here. Tuckman has made a stone-cold bluff here. He's got backdoor spades. This is always fun to watch. But and Dave says, you re-raise me, I fold. But, I mean, Joe made this bet this small because I think he wanted somebody to do this to him.
A bigger queen than me. Re-raise me, I fold.
Again, this is guy Chester on 2+2.
I don't know, there's plenty of
Joe McClain.
So funny when you tell the truth at the table. People just don't believe you.
You raised 75? I raised 50.
Tuckman raised at 50, made it 75 to go.
50.
And Joe's going to raise 50 more. He's going to mini raise him back. I believe. Yep.
No, I'm raising.
He's going to raise 50 more. So it's a little cat and mouse game here, Shirley. And look, Tuckman quickly folds. Oh, man. Well, Dave, you're going to have to do a little bit better than that.
I'm assuming he has a better hand than me. I had queen 10.
Now he's lying.
I assume you could beat queen 10.
You did have a 10, not quite queen 10. You know, it's funny because if you ever play with Dave on the table, he actually acts in this way. Sometimes I actually want him to shut up when we're playing together at the table. He's not quite as bad as Yana, but he does tend to talk a lot. I don't know if you've ever played with me. You know, you usually can't get me to shut up off of the table, but when I'm on the table, I really don't talk that much.
Right.
So I never thought I'd use Tuckman and Yana in the same sentence.
I know. He's going to hate you for that one.
C3's going to limp in here with pocket eights.
What's the archive? You subscribe to the archive? It's only 14
What's wrong with David?
It's a great stock.
He limped in an early position with ace-6.
No, that's Joe. Oh,
Touche.
and we got a raise here by David with 7-9 offsuit. Yeah, I do not believe Tuckman's in the hand.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was looking at Barry's cards. Ace-6. Okay.
And Joe is going to make the call with pocket eights. He limped in, and David Kelsey, like you said, he's changing it up here. Only problem is he's out of position right now. Here comes the flop. Well, he's hit top pair. 9-6-4. All spades. He doesn't have a spade. Joe has the 8 of spades in his hand. And Kelsey's going to come out with fire here. He's going to bet 50, a little under the size of the pot. Again, these are really, really tough decisions with pocket eights. Now, it's a different textured board because it's all spades, but when you take, say, pocket eights, pocket nines, heads up against somebody with, say, like one over card that you think might not have hit him, really difficult decisions to make in no limit hold'em. And it's going to be interesting to see what Joe, a.k.a. Chester, is going to do here with this one. He's going to move all in. He's going to move all in here. And I don't think that David Kelsey can take the heat. Well, let's see how much he's got left.
I don't think he was prepared for that.
He's got about $125. And he turns over the 9. The 9 is turned over face up. He's got about 125 left there. Actually, excuse me, he must have some purples. He's got 275 left. 275. Oh, there you go.
There are a white and a pink and a purple.
Well, he's going to get rid of it.
I got him started.
And he did have the best hand there.
I got him started.
And Joe's going to take it down. Nice play there. Aggressive play there by Joe.
Good hand, Joe. Chester. Well, Joe's
Joe, Chester. Okay, Siren, Shirley.
You want us to call you Jeff or Surfing Illini?
Jeff Klein over there in seat 7.
Not this week.
I think that Jeff Klein is just about to pass the bar, or he just took the bar exam. Or the LSATs, actually, excuse me. He's about to enter law school.
Really?
Got him mixed up with my buddy who just took the bar.
Did he pass it?
He did. On
Was
the
it
first time.
First time? That's
Massachusetts bar, yeah. did indeed. The only problem is that it's kind of, I think he once he took it and he passed, he's acting a little bit strange now, Shirley. I don't know what his whole deal is. Like he thinks,
the lawyer thing,
I'm a lawyer now. Yeah. I told him, well, you're not a lawyer yet until you get a job, buddy. I mean, you can have a JD and you pass the bar all you want, but there are plenty of attorneys that do not practice law.
Mm-hmm. Well, we have a lot of big professionals.
Ray's here.
That used to do that.
Ray's Mark Save, Greg Raymer, right?
Dan Harrington.
Yeah. Ray's here by Gus, little mini race to 15. 5-6 of spades, and everyone's got spades. 8-8-5 here on the flop. Gus has the best hand. And it goes checked around. Gus did not bet there. Why would you not bet there in position? Doesn't make any sense. And now Barry's picked up the top pair. And he's going to bet with Queen Jack. Tuckman folds. I mean, Gus is inherently induced this bluff here. I can't believe he didn't bet on the flop.
I'm not Barry. Play like me. What do you got, 9-10?
But he's not going to get involved with it.
I got to look for you. Can't get any action.
And Barry's going to take it down there with the Queen Jack. Dan Harrington practiced law, huh?
That's what I think so.
Very interesting. Well, I know he's a successful businessman.
Right. That's what I thought that it was. It had to do with some kind of law. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure though.
Well, of course, Greg Raymer is a patent attorney, which usually means that it calls from some sort of scientific undergrad degree like physics, and then you go and you move on to law school. Very interesting stuff. I'm sure that's why I became a poker player. And we're going to see a raise here. $15 under the gun. He's got ace queen offsuit. That's Joe. Gus is going to fold. He's going to get around a Barry here. Barry's going to call here with 7-10 offsuit on the button. And Allen's in there with 7-9 of clubs. Three-way action. About a $45 pot. Oh, ace, jack, 8. Joe's hit the pair. And he checks it. Joe's playing a little tricky here. Well, Barry's got a gut shot over there to the 9.
Yeah,
could be a dangerous free card. And there's the 9. Barry hits the gut shot. Joe is trying to play it tricky with ace queen. And now he's going to bet 35 with the ace queen. And let's see what Barry does with his straight. He doesn't have the best straight, but it is the best hand. Let's see what he's going to do. I got to think that you would want to put some money in here, Shirley, because there's so many cards that can come on the river that might kill your action. But I think he just called.
Yes, he did.
I just don't see... Well, let's see what card comes on the river here. Well, it's a 5 of diamonds. So it's a third diamond. I don't know if Joe's going to bet here on the river. 5 of diamonds here on the river. And he's going to bet 40. And Barry quickly raises to 100. So a $40 bet, and now Barry quickly raises to 100.
I'll tell you this, I didn't need the last card.
And Barry says, I didn't need the last card. And we had this whole discussion about limit hold'em last night, Shirley. Sometimes when you're raised on the river, one pair is very rarely good. Same thing can probably be said about no limit here. I mean, what really could ace queen beat here unless Barry was on a stone cold bluff? Joe's trying to figure it out here. He checked the flop, he bet small, Barry called on the turn, and now Barry's going to raise.
I'm going to have to call you, Barry.
Wow, and he makes the call. I guess he figures that he doesn't have anything. Well, he's got the bottom end of the straight there, 7-10. And Barry takes it down. There you go. Nice hand, Barry. I'm still not the biggest fan of the way that he played the hand, but what do I know? Right.
Right. I'll have to agree with you once.
Really? You didn't like how he played the hand either?
No, I'm talking about that. What do you know?
Oh.
That's what I was telling you, John. I didn't need to. No,
I see.
I didn't want you to call. I know.
Button's going to move over here to seat 1. Dave Tuckman.
I'm going to beg for your call. I'm going to chase to the river every time.
Are they?
It is Champaign, Illinois, Shirley. We've got several emails saying that University of Illinois is in Champaign, Illinois, not Champlain, which is a lake.
Oh, okay.
We got a raise here by seat 4. Called by 5 and 6 here. And again, it's pretty small pre-flop raises, just 3 times the big blind. I almost want to go out there and just like, you know, I don't know, smack these guys. Can we get the pace of the game going
Well,
here a
I
little
mean,
bit?
we have
Jesus.
Barry put up $100 for someone to knock David down to.
Yeah.
We have David put up $50 for someone to bluff Barry, and there's no one still putting any action in.
7-way action over $100 pot, and I believe that seat 5 was the raiser. Kyle with King Queen, and he doesn't bet here on the flop. I mean, he's got over cards and an open-ended straight draw. Gets checked over to David Kelsey, and he's going to bet with Queen Jack. Barry folds. Let's see what Tuckman's going to do here. He's going to raise. He's going to raise to 60, possibly playing the player here. Maybe he thinks that he can get David Kelsey off of a hand as weak as Queen Jack, but Kyle's going to make the call with King Queen. And let's see what David's going to, if he's going to overcall here with the Queen Jack. He does. I think you definitely have to put minimum on David Kelsey on a jack here, so I don't know what Dave can do to get him off the hand. Turn is a 7. He's got a straight draw now, Dave does. Let's see if he takes a card here, if he thinks that... Yeah, he's going to take a card. Here we go to the river.
And
the river's a 9, and he's got the straight.
Oh, wait.
But look at this. Kyle's got a higher straight. And Kyle checked. He checked the nut straight, and Tuckman's going to bet 100 here. And Kyle's going to check raise the river. He's going to make it 200. And I can't imagine how Tuckman's going to get away from this hand. The only thing that he can, lose to is King Queen here, right?
Right. Well, no, or 8 Queen.
Right, excuse me, 8 Queen. Well, he's thinking here. What a check raise by Kyle here on the river. David bet 100 on the river, and Kyle. Now, play this one back in your head, Dave. I mean, Kyle raised at pre-flop. He check called the flop. What could he possibly have, Shirley, now that he's going to check raise on the river?
Mm-hmm.
Check on the river, expecting me to bet.
So he's playing it back in his head.
And Shirley's looking for the straight. I'm hoping.
Who said that? Who knows me?
And Tuckman said, I'm going to call and hope for a chop. But King Queen is good. Got check raise Tuckman on the river. I don't really know what David could have done differently in that hand. I mean, how can you possibly fold there to a $100 check raise? If that guy had moved more, if I had King Queen and I was going to play it there on the river, I would have moved more. I mean, Dave bet 100. The pot is about 270. He only raised 100 more.
I know.
He could have raised 300 more there, I'm surprised. So thank you, everyone, for pointing out that Shirley was once again correct. Champaign, Illinois.
Feels so good.
I wish you did.
20. Been raised to 20.
Got a raise here by seat 5 to $20. He's got ace queen offsuit. David Kelsey's going to call 6-4 suited. Actually, it's not 6-4 suited. Do you see how that looks like a heart, kind of? It's 6-4 offsuit with the spade.
Uh-huh.
5 players.
And Barry's called with ace-jack, and we got 5-way action here.
I have more respect for you, Dave.
7 deuce deuce here. And everyone has missed this flop. As often happens when a flop comes out with a pair. And it gets checked around. Turns a 10, and now it looks like Allen has the best hand. He's on the button. I still think that that gentleman in seat 5 could have made a lot more money on that if he played it that way.
Well, if he raised 300, I'm not sure if David would have called.
2 players.
Well, Barry bet here and Alan called, and the river is a heart, and it looks like it's just going to go check, check. Barry was trying to steal that one. Well, the one saving grace about that, and I might agree with you, is because we talk about how often you get check raised on the river when the guy doesn't have,
Right.
the real goods. But how about the guy just comes out and bets big on the river, as opposed to the check raise? The pot's 270, the guy bets 250, or the guy bets 300. You think that Dave's going to lay down the straight there on the end? I mean, that's what I'm talking about right there. I mean, I think a better way to play it would have been for the guy just to over-bet the river from early position.
You know?
So.
I don't know. I think he had a better jack than me.
And I just, you and I think I can speak for you. How do you check the nut straight there when you're going to get called by any 8? But if someone doesn't have a straight, they're not going to bet.
They're not going to bet.
Right. I mean, he just happened to get lucky there. Barry's going to raise.
Yeah, but I have to disagree with you as far as betting, a large amount. Because I think you want somebody to call with, a pair, 2 pair. If you bet a smaller amount, you might get that. And if they have a straight, like David did, with the 7, some players might raise.
Barry brought it in here with pocket 8s. And Kyle's going to call deuce 5 of spades. King 3-7 here on the flop. Kyle checks. And Barry's going to make a continuation bet. He's only looking at 1 overcard here.
Backdoor? I think we all would have.
1 1/4.
He's going to bet $125.
If I didn't think I would win, I took the yellow one. I know I'm going to get the white back.
1 1/4.
The only good things that are blue are Mr.
Yeah, exactly.
And there you go. Barry's going to take it down. So there it is. Looks like some people are asking, Bart, what are you talking about? At least show us the ace of spades, ace of heart difference. I think we can do that, right?
Yeah, we can do it when we
can
find
go to
one.
the camera, the live device, whole card cameras. Yeah, sorry, it's not really doing it justice when I keep saying that when we have the same graphics. Look at that, the spade and the heart look the same. Button's going to move over there to seat 4.
25.
We get a raise here. Looks like in the cutoff by Joe. Chester, he's going to make King 10 of diamonds.
Huh? No, he has 3-4
3-4
hearts.
hearts. Seat 2's got King 10 of diamonds, yeah. And Alan just limped in there.
Oh, even that high.
And Alan's not going to get involved. He just folds. Pretty tight. Open limp with King 10 of diamonds. And a fold to a raise right behind you.
Yeah, it wasn't that big of a raise neither.
And there you go. Button's going to move over there to seat number 5.
There we go. Seat 4 has
Look at
heart
this, seat
spade.
4. Yeah, if we can
Seat
get on the
4.
seat 4. Well, I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but it's really, I guess it's subtle. It's just the color definition isn't there. I made a couple
Right.
mistakes playing live
Right.
with the cards.
Well, I did notice the color of the red wasn't
Yeah.
as
Right.
like
Pronounced.
deep, right,
Yeah.
as bold as before. But I don't know if I would think it was the spade.
Raise here by Michael with pocket 8s, and Barry calls the 6-9, and Barry's hit top pair. Barry checks, and Michael's going to bet with pocket 8s. He bets 30. And Barry's going to call. Turns a 5. It's a spade. And it goes check, check.
Huh.
Wow, how do you not bet there with 6-9, Barry? The river's a deuce.
Very nice.
And I believe that Barry's in position there, right? Where was the button
No.
in hand?
The button's at seat 5.
Okay, so
Barry
Barry
was-
was not in position. Okay, so he called the flop and checked the turn. Because if you're in position there on the turn and it gets checked, I would think you'd have to bet with the red 6-9 with 3 spades out there.
Right.
And now the dealer button's going to move.
Oh, this is my favorite hand. What am I holding? Depends how old you are.
There's Gus.
You had it. But if you're like a young guy, it's always
What
what are they holding?
People won with 6-9.
6-9, right? little kid.
And he's got the button.
Oh, is that?
10-4 offsuit. Well, he's probably not going to play that hand. And Joe's going to limp in here with Acey Deucey suited. Great start of an Omaha hand.
My favorite hand. Yeah.
As if he knows.
And ball comes out 6-6-9, you go, oh, okay.
Sounds like a jackpot.
What else is new? I'm not at the table. 9-3-9 here on the flop. 6-way action limped around.
That's why I play them.
Now Tuckman's in there with ace rag again here, Shirley. Late position.
25. He's just real slow. Oh, you're real slow, aren't you? Oh, I didn't hear you.
Seat 5's going to bet 25 here. Kyle with king 3.
Exactly.
Dave folds. And looks like everybody's going to fold. And I think that sometimes David says the reason why he plays ace rag is to try to hit 2-pair. But I don't know. I mean, if the pot really wasn't raised, I don't know how much action he could have gotten there. We'll have to ask him why he's playing these ace rag offsuits to a tight table. I'm sure there's some reason for it. Can you think of it?
He's trying to liven the game up.
Well, there's a jackpot that was hit over there. 8-16 Hold'em.
No.
Buttons moved over there to seat 6. I could have sworn that Gus had the button last hand, but apparently not.
Raise it.
Maybe? I thought that Gus had the button last hand, but...
Raise to 30.
$30 raise, and I think Gus has got the button 2 hands in a row. We get a raise here by seat 4. He's got ace king. He makes it 30.
Was the last hand the one that Barry was in when you said about position and said, where's the button? That was in seat 5.
No, that was 2 hands ago.
Oh, okay. Well, then that was right.
David's going to re-raise here with ace queen, David Kelsey. So Michael raised, and David comes over the top to 75 here with ace queen. And again, this is Michael SP surfing. He's got position.
Yes, sir.
Let's see what he's going to do. 65 more.
You always get hit with a deck. I don't know if it's me or maybe I just get cold deck.
And I believe that these guys are, well, they're not that deep. I mean, David Kelsey's got maybe 300 left.
They're like boat.
No, they're hot cold water.
And Michael's going to make the call. And let's see if David can follow through if rags come up here. He's re-raised in the blind. Here we go to the flop. 9-10-5. It's missed, everyone. And he is going to bet here. It's a $150 pot. He's got 300 left. How much do you bet here, Shirley?
I don't... You know what? I don't know. Well, because my natural... I mean, I try to bet the pot, but then if I bet the pot, I'm committed.
Right.
So I might just stick it all in there.
Well, he's going to bet 140.
Be right in that, or I would just shove it in. So.
Yeah. Well, I think you make a good... And he's going to take it down. I think you make a good point. I mean, betting 140... well...
If he gets raised,
yeah, if you
he's going to have to call.
So you might as well just put the pressure on the guy, you mean?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, unless you wanted to bet something like 80 or 90 and then fold to a raise, but I don't know if that's the right way to play that hand. That's pretty weak poker, right? The button's going to move over here to seat 7. And Dave Tuckman is down to maybe 300 or 400. Joe calls here.
I think it was just that one hand, right?
Yeah, it was that hand.
Options. 5 players.
Limped around, 5-way action, $25 pot. King 9-8 here, couple diamonds.
Wake up and play poker, dude.
There it is.
This is my check fold routine.
Check here.
$15.
And Joe's going to come out and bet $15 here. I believe the action is on Kyle. Is it just me, Shirley, or is this game moving like an absolute snail?
It is moving like a snail. I think they're enjoying it. They're just talking. They're having fun with each other. And
I'm just trying to keep it lively in here, but sometimes it can be difficult. Did Kyle call with queen 10 there? He's got a gut shot. He did make the call. And there he hits it right off there on the turn.
Okay.
Kyle's got the straight. It gets checked over to Gus. And Kyle did not bet with the straight. He made it on the turn and he didn't bet. Joe's going to bet. Joe's going to check now and Kyle's going to bet 20. He's going to bet 20. And he folds. And I can't. And Joe's going to make the call here with bottom pair. And Kyle has slow played himself to another wind again. And you take a look at those implied odds there, Shirley. I mean, Kyle, he made the call for a 4-outer on the turn. I think the bet was 20 on the flop. And how much did he make on that $20 call? He made an additional $20, as opposed to making an additional $200, which is what you should make if you're going to make a $20 call when you're facing about 10 to 1 to hit your straight, or in this case 11 or 12 to 1. You know, it's just kind of those backwards implied odds. You're going for a 12 to 1 shot. Well, you better make 12 to 1 on your money if you're going to go for it.
Well, how much was the pot? He didn't just make only $20.
I think the pot was limped around, and the pot. I mean, the guy bet 20, so the pot.
So it was only like 40
50,
bucks.
yeah,
50
40
bucks?
or $50. You know.
If you spend enough money, you get free buying or something?
Get miles if you buy in with it.
Oh, yeah, you can.
Limped around here.
You get miles?
6 players.
6-way action. King 3 deuce with a couple of diamonds. And it looks like Kyle has the best hand with King 9. But look at Tuckman. He's going to come out and bet out of the blind with bottom pair, Queen deuce. Kyle's going to call. And Barry's got Queen 3 here. I don't think that he can overcall. And he's thinking about it, sucking away there on that sucker.
And I got a pair. I know, but just fold your 3.
And he folds.
2 players.
So here we go. Let's see how is David going to play this. Turns a jack. Dave checks, and Kyle checks right behind him. And the river's a 4. I think that Dave might just give up here. We'll see. He can't think that he can win the hand in a showdown, Shirley. He checks. Kyle checks behind him, and the king is good. And David Tuckman loses another hand.
He actually might get down to the felt before the night's over.
Yep.
Huh?
Now, what's the rule? Is he not allowed to rebuy? He can never bring his stack up, can he? He's going to have to play in the short stack? Because in this game, you can always bring your stack up to 500, I think, regardless of where you are. But I think he's playing it just that he's just going to play on the short stack.
Well, when I was standing out there, the rule was if you make David rebuy. So if he feels the need to rebuy after he loses a pot and he only has $100, I don't know if he needs to go all the way down to the felt. Yeah, they're talking about it.
The 50's for bluffing.
I got $300.
Well, yeah, all right, well, we'll see
Can we play the 100 in the game after we
how that's going to come.
I'm putting it in.
Does it play?
Ain't nobody yet.
And this one's going to get, I believe, limped around to the blinds. We got three-way action here. Kyle limped in, and we got blinds. Look at this. Tuckman's got trip queens. He's going to come out and bet. He bets 15, but I don't think he's going to get any action. So he comes out and bets with trips. Takes it down. Fast play those trips, Dave Tuckman.
It didn't work.
There's a great shot of the back of Michael Dodo's head there. There it is. SP surfing. Maybe someone can take a shot of that and put it up on the avatar. I know how some people are really computer literate with that stuff. They'll, they'll take a portion of the show and then make it into an avatar.
That's Russ. That's all Russ right there. So I see your girl got knocked out of the WPT just a little while ago, Liz Lou.
My girl.
Your girl, Liz Lou.
I guess I'm getting girls knocked out all over the place. Poker, my life. We got a
you
raise
don't get
here
them
on the
knocked
button. Got a button raise here by Dave Tuckman. Looks like 8-5 offsuit.
Right now you have the best hand.
Here we go to the flop. Queen 7 deuce rainbow. Dave says he has the best hand. Not quite. So he's made that mini raise here in position. And Allen's going to come out and bet with bottom pair here. He's going to bet 40. David Kelsey doesn't have anything. He's going to fold. And is Tuckman going to make a move here? Look at him. He doesn't really have enough chips to start making a move, Shirley. I think this one might frustrate him now, because if he's going to play in the short stack, you obviously, a lot of your weapons have taken against you, you know? Very difficult for him to make a move. Is Liz Lou married? Did you tell me that she got married?
She got married.
It's just a shame. All the good ones are taken, aren't they? Button moves over here to seat 2.
Not up 4.
So we were talking about before the show the recent success of Cloney Gowan. Hey, there's Kenny and part of the B team, Scott Groves.
Yep.
There he is. Former Live at the Bike commentator.
B team commentator.
Look at this. Dave Tuckman's got pocket aces. And he's going to raise. I believe he's re-raised. Barry raised to 30, and Tuckman re-raised. He made it 80, I believe. And Barry quickly folds, and David is not happy that he does not get action with the aces. So anyways, Cloney Gowan, so you're saying she was taking like private lessons from Mary Greenstein?
I don't have it confirmed. I do know that in the Bellagio tournament earlier this week, Cloney made the final table, and Barry was standing watching her, and, you know, like in between hands and stuff like that, she was going and talking to him. I do know that he's friends with her. I do know that she told him that his book helped change the way she thinks about
Aces on the River, right?
So, yeah. So next time I see Barry, I'm actually going to ask him about it.
Well, we got a $30 raise here by Dave Tuckman. He's got ace king. Look at this. Allen calls with ace 10 offsuit. Wow, I can't imagine that seat 2. But look at seat 4, Michael Dodo's SP Surfing. He's got pocket queens, and he's going to come over the top here in the small blind. And look at the look on Dave's face. He's going to raise 65 more. And this is an interesting situation for Dave. Because does he have enough chips just to make a call here and then fold to a missed flop? Or will he just push in here with ace-king?
What was the first thing you said? This is where Tuckman chips all go in. He gets whooped like the girly man he is. And he gets the $100.
Barry just called him a girly man. So let's see how Dave's going to do it. Well, he's just going to make a smooth call. And he's committed about $100 to this hand, and he only has about maybe 250 left. Got about a little under 250 left. And I can't imagine that Allen's going to call here with ace 10. I mean, I can't even believe that he just made the call with Tuckman's raise as opposed to re-raising or folding. And he lays it down. We are heads up, and chances are that Tuckman's going to miss this flop. And here we go. No, there it is, 9-9-8. Let's see how Michael plays it. He's going to bet 100. And I think he only has 100 left, so this basically means he's committed. And it really puts David in a tough spot here. I mean, obviously, Mike could have the same hand as him, but it's just...
Two pair of nines, I'd say. Put your money in. Stack off time.
And Dave's thinking about it here. Wow, and he's going to make the call. Oh, wow, Shirley. Turn is an 8, and does he get more involved? I mean, Michael's committed. He's going to push the rest all in. And now Tuckman just can hope for a chop.
Not really. It's if I lose, Barry's got to give him $100. You know, wait, hold on.
What?
It's a $100 bet here.
David still has 2 overs. What do you mean?
Well, I'm saying that,
David hits
if
an ace or a king, he doesn't just chop, he wins.
No, I understand that, but what I'm saying is that, he made the call on the turn, maybe hoping that he still had the best hand here. But now, if the guy had ace-queen when he did have the best hand, it would be a chop. Any ace would be a chop, but he's going to make the call. Oh, wait a minute.
So he's technically not out, huh?
Keeps pushing in there, but I guess he hasn't
Well,
released yet.
Yeah, checking.
Why are you doing it? Terrible call.
And he says, this is a terrible call, I agree with you. Here we go to the river.
I got
So Tuckman's he's got 6 outs, but he only really has 5 because we know one of the aces is dead.
But he had outs to chop.
No, that's
and
not,
there it
that's
is.
not a chop.
Oh, it's not.
No, 8's full of queens.
8's full of queens.
8's full of queens there from Michael.
Okay, I saw that. It took me a second.
No. I mean, there's a full house on the board, but it doesn't
Right.
matter because the
Right.
queens are going to win.
Michael's.
I mean, I don't really know why Dave called. I mean, he smooth called. And again, he was in that range earlier where he doesn't have much chips left. He smooth called pre-flop. And then he just called the flop. And maybe he was hoping that the guy might not fire again. The thing is, the guy he had 200 left. He had already committed 100, so he had 100 left, and the pot was already like over $300 or $400. So I don't know about that call on the flop by Tuckman. And then mistake begets mistake. He just puts the rest in.
Yeah, you gotta get everybody a call. All right.
And again, I'm not exactly sure how this bounty thing works, but Dave is all in now. For
Dave's
15.
all in now. Whoever wins this hand.
We'll win 100. Oh, I guess Michael didn't knock Dave out. He had $15 left. Dave's moved all in with 8-9 off suit. And Joe McLean over there, Chester's got pocket queens. And he's going to re-raise. And Tuckman's in big trouble with this hand.
That's smart. Think about it. He's putting in 50. Risky go 50 to win like 100.
And look at this. David's goading him on, saying he's re-raising 50 to try to win 100 also. So, re-raise there with the overpair.
Never know. You might do quadruple up.
Could be. I don't think so.
Raise,
I don't think everyone's going to
and it does not look like anyone's going to play with him. Wait a minute, Barry's going to call. He wants that bounty.
He wants his $100 back.
He's going to make the call. He's got one overcard. And I guess it's Barry's
It's
$100.
Barry's 100, yeah.
Yeah.
I should get at least 80% of it.
So here we go to the flop. Wow, top set there for Joe. Tuckman's got a straight draw to the 6.
He needs 3. He has 3 6s left in the deck.
And it gets checked around. Joe did not put in money here.
And
Now he
that's
fills
it.
up.
Yeah, Joe's going to win it.
So let's see if Joe's going to put some money in here on the side. He's going to bet 100. Joe has bet 100 here after checking top set there on the flop. And Tuckman is drawing dead. 6 would not help him. And it looks like Joe over there in C3 Chester is going to win the extra $100. And the river is an 8, giving Tuckman at least a pair.
8s and 5s.
And Tuckman turns over 8-9 here. And Joe turns over 3 queens.
We had 3 boats.
And the lovely Donna, the floor host, is going to give Joe the bounty. If we can see a picture of
Okay, now I got to play for real. Let's go. That just sucks.
got the $100 and got the poker pads.
Yes.
Or a poker Ouija board?
How about if we bust it out?
So I think that they were talking about, does the $100 get to play on the table now?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, why not? They're making up the rules as they go along. Difference does it make?
I showed you. I said pair 8s. Oh, okay.
And look at this, a good point by Arvin on 2+2. He says, Tuckman is playing way too loose. I hope he's not trying to impress the audience by playing crappy. He's got to remember who he's playing. Good point. It's not really the best table, in terms of if I'm going to look around at a table and say, "Ooh, this is a good table for my table selection. I think I'm going to sit down at this table."
Yeah, well, it's not a table that you would choose, but I think if you're at this table, you do have to loosen up your game a little bit. I do question a couple of the moves that he's made, but don't you agree? I mean, when they're all playing tight like this, loosening it up might be a profitable strategy.
Queen deuce 3 here.
15.
On the flop, it got checked around, turns a jack. Now Gus is going to bet 15 here.
Kyle makes a straight again.
Wow, and Kyle calls with the open ender, and he makes it, and Gus folds. But again, I mean, look at that. I mean, no implied odds there, Shirley. I mean, he's open-ended. He does not get paid off.
It's a third, and that's great.
So Barry told me that David was planning on playing in this game. I didn't know that before I talked to Barry earlier today.
Really?
Yeah, and he said, "Oh, how does he play?" I said, "Actually, he's a very, very good player." And
How much did he pay you to tell him that?
who, David?
Yeah.
I can't tell. He's like, okay, I'll stay out of his way, and he really hasn't done much to show that.
I got to be honest with you. I mean, if somebody asked you how I played, I wonder if you would say I was a very good player. Like, it's almost like I feel like a little bit insulted by you saying that, because I don't think that you would say that about me.
Well, I
Right?
mean, I think David is a very good player. I think he mixes it up well.
Gus is going to bring this one in for a raise. He's got king, queen suited.
You know, like you came in, you gave all the foreplay, everything, and then he came in. I know.
And actually, it was David that was the raiser. Dave Tuckman. He's got pocket tens. Gus call with king, queen suited. And David Kelsey's going to come over the top with ace, king. David is playing more aggressive. David Kelsey in seat 8. Tuckman raised for 20 with pocket tens. And boy, when you get Gus to call and then David to re-raise out of the blind, I don't know if Dave's going to get involved. He folds. And I don't imagine that Gus is going to get involved either here. But David Kelsey's come out in the blinds re-raising with ace, king, and ace, queen on several occasions tonight.
I would need like another 8 cards out there.
Did bump back or
And Gus thinks he's got like a pair of 8s, but Gus's hand is dominated. And Tuckman is broke, and he's rebought for 500. And Gus folds. And David Kelsey takes it down there. So he's mixing his game up. And, you know, Tuckman was actually not in bad shape there with pocket tens against ace, king, and king, queen. But how did he know that?
We have another chip count here.
Yep. Well, Gus is still in the lead there. Allen creeping up there, almost up to 1,200.
And Kyle moved his way back up there.
Yep.
After hitting a few straights.
And Joe in seat 3, I thought that, well, he's got 540. Is that right over there in seat 3? And Tuckman rebought for 500. So let's see what David does here with the 500.
You couldn't beat him after the flop. You beat him before the 4 tens. Yeah. I make one.
Live straddle here by Dave Tuckman. And he's picked up a little suited connector in the straddle spot.
I make quad.
Take a look at camera 5 here, Shirley. We got an ace-3 offsuit.
Right.
Do you see what I'm saying there? I mean, it's really difficult, you know?
Right.
We got a raise here by Barry out of the blind with pocket 4s. He's going to make it 45 to call, and Tuckman calls. And Tuckman's got 4-6 suited, and now he has, I guess he figures he's got enough chips here where maybe if he hits a hand he can bust Barry, but you know, $45, that's a lot with a suited connector when you're only $500 deep. But we're going to take it heads up. 8, 9, 10 with a couple clubs. And like Barry will always usually bet after he you know, raises pre-flop. And Tuckman knows that, but Tuckman just doesn't have anything.
He has backdoor flush draw.
And Dave folds. And once again, I think that Dave might be a little bit frustrated about, again, it means the style of this game doesn't really have enough chips. Even if he knew that Barry had pocket 4s there, you know, Barry bets 100. Well, I mean, I guess Dave's got about maybe 400 left, so maybe he could have got Barry off of that hand. But you know where I'm going with it. It's just not a lot to play with.
You don't have a lot.
Yeah. You know, you were playing, you said, the 5-10 game.
I played,
the
500 today. 500 minimum.
And how many times have you done that? A few times?
Yeah, I think this was like my 4th, 5th time.
Do you prefer the 3 to 5, or do you?
I like the 3 to 5. I like, well, today I sat in the 5 because it looked like a good game, and a couple of the players, like Barry wasn't there at first and Mo wasn't there. They actually make the gameplay bigger, I think. You know, when they raise and they bet big, they bet pot-sized bets. The players that were playing today were, you know, small pots.
Small timers.
Yeah. Barry did end up making it to our game.
And did he make the game bigger?
Yes, he did.
$15 raise here by David Kelsey on the button with pocket 4s. Barry's in there with Jack 10. And Tuckman calls from the blind here with Queen 10. King 9 ace. Barry has checked. You know, both players have straight draws, but David Kelsey actually has the best hand here with pocket 4s. $30 bet there by David, and Barry calls. Turns another 9, and David still has the best hand. And he's going to bet again. Good aggressive play. I mean, you'd think that once Barry called you on the flop,
You would be
got to
done
be
with
beat.
it.
Now, Tuckman is out of the hand here.
You got 3 outs here.
And Barry's saying, I got 3 outs. He's drawing to a queen. But he actually has more outs than that. And we know one of the queens is dead in Tuckman's hand, but obviously a jack or 10 would be good here.
You want me to call? Take back out the bet.
What?
But again, this is a new, improved David Kelsey, I must say, Shirley.
So bad.
Why is it bad?
Because I'm going for a gut shot.
Wow, and he's going to make the call. Man, that is bad. I'm sorry. Sorry, Barry. I know you're a nice guy, but I can't let you off on that one. And here we go to the river. And the river's
Oh,
a
wow.
4. And it fills David up. And now it's time for him to value bet. I thought he might bet the river anyways or just give up. Barry checks. And Kelsey moves all in here. Hoping maybe Barry has something like, I guess, 2 pair or maybe a 9 or something. David shows the cards, which I know you're not a big fan of.
He is friends with Barry, by the way.
Yes, he is. Look at that shirt, too. Goodness.
They were ragging on his shirt earlier.
Is that silk or
It looks like it's silk.
satin, linen? Butt moves over here to Barry Woods.
Yeah, I feel like a double.
Seat number 4. That's Michael. He's got ace king.
That all they make you think of like that?
And he's going to make it 15 to go. Pretty small raises here from this bunch so far pre-flop.
What?
Okay, I'm steaming.
Barry's got ace 10 of hearts.
You know,
And he's going to re-raise here.
60.
He's going to make it 60.
60.
You know I did that.
25 in the pot. I want it.
He wants that pot. And usually when a person says I'm steaming, it means they have a really strong hand. Barry might.
Wow, and Tuckman's going to call with queen jack offsuit to a raise and a re-raise out of position. Unbelievable stuff. And seat 4 is going to call. What is David Tuckman doing? I think that might be the theme of, it's like, where's Waldo?
Yeah.
And here we go to the flop. Now, his cards are pretty live here. Ace, king, 5. Michael's got top 2.
75.
And look at this. He's going to bet right into Barry. Barry was the re-raiser.
275.
And Barry's going to raise it up to 275, and all the money's going to go in here, I'm sure. Because Michael's got, about 400 left? And let's see what he does. It was 275.
It looks like he just flat called.
Did he just call?
He
just
did.
called.
He
Wow.
just called.
The pot is about $650. The turn is a jack. It's a diamond. And Michael checks. And Barry checks right behind him. And the river's a 6. What? Michael checked it down at the end? Are you kidding me? With top 2 pair? Unbelievable. I guess he's a great fan of Barry's and just wanted
Yeah,
to
he's like fitting
didn't want to
too.
bust him.
Ace king.
Oh, okay.
Ace 10. I was actually probably okay. Flop didn't coordinate
And,
very well with me, but hey.
Dave Tuckman trying to justify his pre-flop call with queen jack offsuit. What do you think about that, Shirley?
I think that was pretty bad.
I appreciate it, Michael.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Nothing
put that
like
on the
ragging
balance,
on Dave Tuckman. Uh-oh, pocket aces here for seat 7. That's Surfing Illini. And pocket kings for Barry Woods.
Oh, wow. I think Barry Woods has had a
But Barry's not that
big
deep
hands.
here.
Yeah, big
Yeah.
hands when these players have had aces. I mean, he's had ace king against aces, ace queen against aces, now kings against aces.
Oh, look at this. Barry just called with kings. He just called. We got pocket 10s in there, too. So Barry played the kings slow, and now he's going to see the flop 4 ways. You'd think he'd learn his lesson with kings. Jack 4-6 here. Aces are good here for Jeff Klein over there in seat 7. Tuckman's got top pair. And let's see how Tuckman's going to play this hand.
120.
Well, I would imagine he's getting away from it because
Yeah,
Barry's
Barry's
going
gonna
to
move all in
re-raise.
now.
Yeah.
I mean, Barry did this before with aces.
And
Last
when
week,
you play
know.
Jack 8, you're not looking to hit top pair. All right.
$120 bet here by Jeff Klein in seat 7, and Barry's moved all in for $240.
That's an easy muck there, David.
Did he just flip the camera off?
I think he flipped a player off.
Oh.
But kidding. He was flipping you off.
And Tuckman is too smart. He's going to get away from this hand, I'm sure. And Allen's going to get away from it. But again, Barry, trying to play the big pairs cleverly, got killed.
I think he was going to get killed no matter what.
I know, but I mean, you don't really necessarily want to take kings 4 ways, do you? But anyways, he's going to call. Jeff Klein's going to call. And Barry's in bad shape here again.
Barry needs a king.
So here we go. Barry's got kings. Jeff's got aces. Turns a 9. River's a 5. And Barry Woods is once again going to go broke. I mean, it's just...
Was it Jack 9?
Jack 8.
Oh.
Jack 8. I mean, this is just like, you know, Barry Woods is like a cookie jar for these players. They're just taking money right out of it each and every time. And he's going to rebuy again here.
I mean, if you go all in, if you go all in. If you go all in.
And again, this is not the easiest game to beat, I wouldn't think.
I just had a jack. Yeah, I'm glad Barry.
And Kev Math on 2+2, Shirley, makes a good point. Cloney Gowan reading Ace on the River at the table equals good. Cloney Gowan reading Daniel Steele at the table equals no good.
Right.
Yeah. There you go. If anyone saw the episode with Cloney Gowan playing our 10-20 No Limit Hold'em game. Boy, was she tight. My God.
I don't think you usually call 30 with
I think she played about 2 hands all night.
25.
She was reading her book.
Tuckman's going to raise to 25 here. He's got Jack 8 offsuit. Will he ever learn? He's going to get called by Al with Ace Jack. And I believe we're heads up here. King 5 king. See if Tuckman can bet here. And it goes check, check.
David just asked him, do you have a king?
And it goes check, check again. And look at this, though. Tuckman backs into a pair. Allen never bet it. And, no, there it is. Dave finally. Whoa, and the dealer actually pushes the pot to Allen. But Dave won that one. And there it is.
Sorry, Barry.
Looks like we're going to get a dealer change next hand. And the button now moves over to seat 3.
Oh, yeah. If you raise, he goes out. 20.
Seat 6 is going to make a raise here. Gus to 20 with Ace Jack off suit. Seat 8 calls with King 10 of hearts.
I wasn't really taking that long.
So raise and a call, and Tuckman's going to call with 4-5 offsuit. And here we go, 5-way action. $100 pot. King 7-6. Well, Tuckman's flopped a draw. David Kelsey's got top pair here.
Don't do it. Why? You don't like your kicker?
70.
And Gus is going to make a continuation bet here with Ace Jack. And this really puts David Kelsey in a tough spot. What would you do here with a couple people left? You just call with King 10 of hearts. You've got a pretty tight player like Gus who's raised pre-flop, and he's fired here again.
Mm-hmm.
He's just going to call. I mean, if I was deep, I probably might raise there.
I would probably raise.
Just because you now know. I mean, you might know from Gus. And Tuckman here, he's got the open-ended straight draw. He asks, if I move all in, will you guys fold? It's a $70 bet. It looks like he's got maybe 300 to 400 left, and he's just going to call. And look at Joe over there in C3. He's got an open-ended straight draw to the top end, Shirley.
Oh.
And he's going to make the... Did he move all in there? Oh, no, the button also
Looks
called.
like they've all called.
Wow. Pot is now about $400. Here we go to the turn. The turn's a deuce. Joe now picks up a flush draw with his straight draw.
I'm checking it over to you.
And it's going to get checked to Dave Tuckman.
What would I check?
And he's trying to think here. Could I take it away right now? Could I take it away right now? It's a $400 pot. I think he might have about... No, he's going to check it. And let's see if Joe takes a free card here, Shirley. He's got a diamond draw with an open-ended straight draw. It's a $400 pot, and he only has about 400 left. And he checked.
He does take the free card.
And
he
the
gets
river's
there.
a 10, and he makes the straight. And David Kelsey's got 2 pair now. And he's going to bet 200. He's going to bet 200, and Joe has the absolute nuts.
Right.
And if Joe only has 400 left, why
and
not
he
just
moves,
move all in?
And he moves in. He should get a call here from David.
Yeah, you should move all in here with about 400 left. And he does. He's going to move all in.
Another 230.
And David Kelsey says, you got 8-9. It's another 230 here. The pot now is $1,030, 230 for David Kelsey to call.
Mm-hmm.
So he's getting about 5-1 on his money. And he's scared of 8-9 as he should be, and that's what he's up against here.
I call.
And he's going to make the call.
Show. Yeah, I got it.
And Chester, 2+2er, Joe is going to take
He
it down
doubles up?
there. Joe McLean.
I knew it.
I don't see how you can really get away from that at that point.
No.
Shirley. You're just really not that. You're not that deep. Well, as oftentimes you are in this game, you're just really. You're not that deep where you're going to throw away what was in essence top 2 pair there.
Right.
For $230 more into a
Not-
$1,000
right.
pot. It's just, you know.
Did you really?
And there you go. Nice pot there for Joe.
He and I are both on the
There you
same
go. Joe's here.
I stopped. You had the 8-9 too?
And Tuckman continues his poor performance over there in seat 1 for the night.
Take care.
Yeah, he needs to go take a walk.
When I called, I was going to throw it away because you got too much when he calls. I go, now
Button's going to move over here to seat 4.
You guys all check around. I'm going,
I mean, I don't know exactly what Dave's trying to do because he's making calls with hands that he just doesn't have enough money to make. I think Russ McGinley pointed out on the thread that he's really playing big stack no limit hold'em, and he just doesn't have a big stack. I mean, what was the pre-flop raise on that hand, Shirley?
yeah, he picked up the flush draw on the turn.
Was it 40? 30?
I don't remember.
I thought it was a fairly big raise, and to call with 4-5 off suit when you have about $350 left, I just don't think you have enough money to make that call.
Right.
You know, I don't really know what he's trying to do.
Donna, could you get cocktails?
He's got pocket deuces this time. He's going to limp in. C2's going to make a call here with 10-7 of diamonds.
You know what? When you
There it goes again. There it is again.
kettle's on it.
Is it just me, people in the
Double
booth?
fifth night.
Just me? No?
No, it does look.
Yeah. Maybe I'm colorblind.
What's going on?
Really, the only way I could
He said, no, I thought he was here.
And the pot is limped around here. 5-way action. Jack 6-3 here. Michael in seat 4 has got the best hand, it looks like, with ace-jack. And look at this. Tuckman's going to come out and bet here with pocket deuces. See if anybody hit the flop. He bets about 25, it looks like. And Michael's going to immediately raise to 40.
You win.
And Tuckman's going to fold. And it's just not a great night for David Tuckman. I got to tell you, I'm a little bit, much kind of like, I'm coming at this, Shirley, from a fatherly figure with David Tuckman. I'm not angry.
Isn't
I'm just
David older?
disappointed. I'm disappointed that he's giving us a bad name. Because I've always had a positive result on this show. And so have you, haven't you?
I think so, but just because he loses doesn't mean he sucks. Although tonight he's played pretty bad.
$25 raise here by David Kelsey.
I have to make an example of the one guy who I think is probably one of the better players that we have on the show, Vic Park. He hasn't won tons on the show yet. I think he's probably the best player, one of the best players that we've seen. So,
Well, look at David Kelsey bringing this one in. He's changing it up under the gun with Jack 3 of clubs. And SP surfing there, Michael Dotto, he's going to call with ace queen. So we're heads up here. But look at this. David hits a top pair. Now let's see if he's going to bet out here. He does. The Jack 3.
I'm thinking maybe perhaps he shouldn't even call it.
wow.
And did Michael raise there? No, he just called. Turns an ace, and now Michael's got the ace.
Top pair with the queen of hearts.
And it goes check,
Check.
check, and the river's an 8. It gets checked now to Michael. Now Michael figures, well, my ace is going to be a value bet. He bets 50 here on the river, and there isn't a whole lot that David Kelsey can beat here. And he shows the jack and he folds. There you go.
Consolation. I actually thought you had a really big hand, but I was so anxious to try to win Barry's money, I wanted to figure out a way to rationalize the call.
Here you go. Here's $1. You want to leave me out of this now?
If you call, that would have scared me. Because I don't know.
Look at this comment from Gone Broke. This comment from Gone Broke on 2+2. Tuckman is the biggest fish in this game. He played just as bad the last time he was on the air. Not sure how he makes a living from the game. Must be like everyone else who claims to be a pro. They lied to themselves. Well, thank you for the comment. Pocket jacks here for Barry. He's going to race to 30. And again, look at this. Dave Tuckman, he's going to make a call of 30 with deuce 3 of spades. How much money does he have, Shirley? He's got 220 left. Are you joking? $30 pre-flop raise with deuce 3 of spades? He's got 220 left. Here we go to the flop. Well, he's flopped an open-ended straight draw. And Kyle's got top pair, but Barry has the overpair. It's about a $90 pot. And look at this, Barry's going to bet 100. And again, I mean, what is David going to do here? He's got $220 left. He flopped a draw. Barry is pretty much, he doesn't have enough chips where, I mean, even,
Well, he knows Barry's going to call.
even if he were to move all in, it's not a semi-bluff
Tuckman
anymore.
won't lay down.
Nope.
Oh, my gosh.
He's going to move all in, and he knows that Barry would call with ace-king here. He's going to move all in for 200, which means it's only 100 more for Barry to call. The pot now is 400. And like you said, if Barry had ace-queen or ace-king, it's 100 for him to call.
Right.
He would call. Tuckman's taking all the play out of it. I got to be honest with you. The other thing, too, is why, if you're on a pure draw, it's almost like limit hold'em. Why raise here when next to act? Why not try to get Kyle in
Get
pot?
the other person in. Which is something that Dave has made that observation before.
Right.
I'm surprised that.
I don't know why you would raise there if you're going to continue with the hand. Turn is a 3. Well, Tuckman has a pair now and a straight draw. And the river is a deuce, and Tuckman makes two pair. Deuce 3. Unbelievable.
How could you call with that?
That was just so badly misplayed on every street by Dave. I just can't.
Well, on every street, yeah. He had all the money in there. He didn't have any options on the turn to the river.
That makes up for the.
That was pretty bad.
I don't know what he's doing out there tonight.
No. We're going to have to disown him.
Yeah.
Wait a second. No, the pot's 90. I'm open-ended, okay? I know. I'm getting 2 to 1 on my straight.
Well, he was getting 2 to 1 on his straight draw, but I mean, I guess he figures if he were to if he makes the raise all in, Shirley, he basically, he makes the pot 400, and Barry needs to call 100, so he's basically risking 200 to win, I guess what he would think would be 300. So if Barry had ace-king, he's risking 200 to win 300. Figure out the odds there. I mean, deuce 3, what is deuce 3 against ace-king or a non-pair there again on that flop with 2 cards to come? You know what I'm saying?
No.
You don't know what I'm saying.
No.
He had a draw with no pair, but let's say Barry didn't have a pair. David's putting in 200.
Right.
And that means that Barry has to call the extra 100. So David's putting in 200 to make the pot 500, but it's in actuality for him to win 300 because 200 was his own money. So I guess that's how he was trying to justify it for himself. But
Thinking that any ace 5, deuce, or 3 would be good. If
possibly.
Barry only had ace high.
Right.
It was still lame.
7-4-3 here. We had a raise here by Gus. Ace 8. 3-4-7. And Gus is going to bet.
65.
He's going to bet 65.
Not for another 100.
I didn't think so.
And look at Tuckman. He's all over the table. He's
Yes, he is.
in the camera. He can't get himself off the camera. Now Joe has got a pair here. And he also has a straight draw, and he's going to make the call. Gus bet with ace-8, and Joe called. Here we go to the turn. Turns a deuce. Joe still has the best hand here. Gus has got a wheel draw now.
Yeah, Joe has a pair and a straight draw.
Right. And actually, Joe is now open-ended. He had the gut shot on the flop, pair and the gut shot. Now he's open-ended. And I believe he's checked here again. Oh, excuse me. No, he's going to bet 100 now. And Gus quickly folds. So again, I don't mean it to sound complicated, but I guess what Dave thought. And I don't necessarily know if this move is ever profitable, because you can say 100% of the time that Barry Woods will always call.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. There's no chance that he's going to fold. But the
Not in that spot.
Not
It's
in that
only
spot.
$100.
But the pot was $200. There was $200 in the pot. So Dave says, well, now I can risk, in essence, I can put
If I put
200 more in.
200 in.
I'm going to get a $100 call from Barry, so I'm risking 200
Right.
to win 300. Now, if Barry has something like ace-king or non-pair high cards, somebody tell me out there on 2+2 land, what are the odds deuce-3 against ace-king with that flop with 2 cards to come?
Well-
I think that's what he justifies himself. He probably, it's definitely not more than a 3-2 dog.
Yeah,
so I
let
think
me
that's
try
what
to
he's
think
trying to
of
figure it out.
how many outs he had. He had 14 outs with 2 cards to come, so that would
It's
be
almost 50-50.
It's a little bit more than 50%
Yeah.
for Dave to hit
Yeah.
one of those cards,
Right.
assuming that all his cards were live.
Right. But again, that's saying that you know 100% of the time that Barry doesn't have a pair yet.
Right.
I mean, you got to put him on a range of hands. I think that at least tries to make it a little bit more sense of what he tried to do there.
Very entertaining on the web.
4-way action here. I believe that Joe is the raiser in seat 3 with ace-queen. And Gus is going to come out and bet here with queen 10. He bets 40. Tuckman's got 3-4. He's got second pair. I don't know if he's going to be able to come and get involved here.
I'm going to make a bad call.
Yep. Wow. And again, I don't know.
Well, at least he's aware that it's a bad call.
Does he know? I mean, let's see how. I mean, now that he has a lot of chips here, the turn is an ace. Could he try to spike 2 pair of trips? And it goes check, check, and the river's a king.
You're good. I should have called.
But Dave just gives up here
I had the ace of diamonds.
at the end, or maybe he hopes that Gus was on a diamond draw and might bluff the river. And I was trying to think, maybe Dave's got enough chips there where he thinks that maybe if he spikes a 3 or a 4, he can make a lot of money. But it's Gus,
And
Shirley.
I was going to
it's
say,
just-
not against Gus, he's
yeah,
not.
yeah.
I thought my ace, I thought my overs were possibly good. Let's see if ace. I'm putting on your
Thank you.
Go ahead, Dave. How much?
And the button moves over to seat 9. We're going to take a look at the chip count.
Yeah. Who was the leader before? We have Jeff now in the lead with $1,500.
I think it was Gus last time, so
Yeah, I
Jeff's
think
moved up
so.
to 1,500 there when he won against Barry.
So that's 2 of the 2+2ers, 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Seat 7, seat 3, and then Michael in seat 4.
And how much money is Tuckman down? He's in for 1,500, isn't he? Or just two, or just one buy?
I think he just had 2 buy-ins
Okay,
for
so he's down
1,000.
500.
He's down 500, which isn't so bad for how he's played.
Now Barry Woods is going to raise it up here to 30 with pocket jacks, and Dave Tuckman's going to call here with king jack suited, and we are heads up. King jack against jacks, ace 8-4 here on the flop.
Check.
Tuckman checks,
There's enough in the pot for me.
and Barry's going to bet. And I don't think that Dave's going to get involved in it, especially
No.
now with an ace. I thought that this might get fun because I thought maybe Dave thought, might try to outplay Barry if it was a ragged board. But Barry's not going anywhere with the overpair.
Take any damn chances.
No, I'm glad I didn't hit 2 pair.
And there it is.
Take like $50 to be happy with it.
That's good. I almost, you're small
For
blind.
a while, I thought it was the 1-2 table here.
I almost moved.
Button's going to move over there to Tuckman in seat 9.
I went hard. I thought you had nothing.
Again, you can email us at liveatthebike.com. Questions, comments, suggestions,
Friday, maybe a little late.
proposals to Shirley. Seems like a lot of compliments to Shirley.
Twice a week is all my wife will let me.
$20. I was going to rewrite. I was sorely upset.
I'm gonna read another email here in a second. Here we got pocket kings over there, surfing a line 9. He's gonna raise it up to 20, and Barry Woods is gonna call here with ace-jack offsuit. And Joe's got 8-5 of diamonds over there in the blind. He's going to join the party. And it looks like Kyle's got pocket threes. He's in there. $100 pot. Jeff, the pre-flop raiser with kings. And there's the dreaded ace when you've got pocket kings.
And wasn't it Barry that said, I'm going to suck out on you?
100.
And look at this. Jeff didn't even put a continuation bet in there. He checked.
Well, I'm sure he knows he's going against 3 opponents that he's probably dead.
Barry bet here 100. I mean, it's pretty tight for Jeff just to check fold here.
You know, if I was going against 1 opponent, you better believe I'm going to fire even if the ace comes. But when you're going against 3, I don't know.
Well, he checked Barry bet. Both players fold. And he's just going to check fold to an ace on the flop here? And he asked him, do you have an ace?
I don't know what I'm thinking. I thought you were going to raise.
Kings. And again, I think Jeff is frustrated with the way that he played the flop because he doesn't have any information here. I mean, Barry could be making this bet with any 2 cards, couldn't he? He's in position.
I really don't see that, but I mean, Barry just fired into 3 people.
Well, he shows the kings.
I would put Barry on an ace.
Well, he still hasn't let it go here. I don't think he's pleased with himself that he didn't get, any information here. And it's really tough for him to lay this down, obviously. And Barry's turning a jack up here. He's got 1 jack up. So Surfing Illini can see the jack.
And he sees it's a heart.
So yeah, so could possibly Barry be doing this with a flush draw?
Flush draw.
The issue here is, though, if you're going to continue to play, how are you going to play? You've just showed Barry your hand. What can you do?
Well, I don't know if he showed both. I think he's only showed 1.
And he folds. And Barry does not show the hand.
I mean, give me $1. No way you had ace-jack. Are you serious?
It shows that a king came on the river.
Wow, king on the river, so a turn and a king. Well, but how would it have ever gotten there, though?
That's right.
Right. Well, there's Barry. Good old Barry Woods taking it down there.
Oh, you were going to read this email.
Yes. Got an email here from J.R. Burt a lot. He says, David Tuckman should be renamed Suckman. Jack 8 offsuit and Jack 8 suited calling raises. Please. How can you guys call this game tight? How about loose and passive? I think that would describe it better, just my thoughts. So Dave Tuckman, better known as Dave Suckman. C8 is going to raise here to 35. King 10 offsuit. Barry's got a suited ace rag. He's going to make the call.
Okay.
Suited ace rag.
Suited aces are okay. He's not in too bad a position there. He's actually in position now that David and Alan have folded.
Well, suited aces are okay. I don't necessarily like to call them to raises, though. Especially against someone like David Kelsey. I like 6-8 of clubs a lot better. Here we go to the flop, ace, queen, jack. And look at this. David has flopped the straight. And how is Barry going to continue with this hand?
Yeah, Barry now has a pair. David has the straight, and Joe has the flush draw.
But
so they all have something.
But the thing about Barry here is that flop is, I mean, that is definitely not the flop I'm looking for with ace deuce of spades.
You're
Are you
not.
kidding me?
You're not. And
I don't think
know
that Barry
what...
should even get involved with this hand. But he's going to raise here. David bets a little bet. He bets 20, and Barry makes it 125 with ace deuce. And there you go. And the other thing, too, is, maybe you can make a little raise. Surely on the flop, I think Barry's committed too much here. But once David comes over the top of you, which I think that he's going to, Barry definitely needs to fold. There isn't even a question.
Well, he might.
Not even a question that ace deuce cannot be good.
I'm actually pretty positive. I told Barry, it's okay to play suited aces, but you're not looking to hit top pair. And you're looking to hit 2 pair, deuce, deuce, or the flush draw on a pair.
Let's see how Kelsey plays it when he's out of position. Well, Barry's pretty much all in. I'm sure David's going to move all in.
He's not pretty much all in. It looks like he has $300 there.
I can't see there.
You want me to show you?
And David Kelsey's
Okay,
going to...
they'll pull in the original bets there, and...
And David Kelsey's pretty much re-raised, I believe, and put Barry all in.
Well, yeah, Barry hasn't made the call yet.
And David has
I don't
shown
think
one card. He showed a king. And I don't know what. Yeah, and Barry's just.
Barry.
I guess these guys are just having fun almost, surely. I mean, that's just. You just can't make that call. The turn's a 3.
Diamond. Red, red, red.
River's a 5. By the way, Joe would not have gotten there with clubs if he had stayed in the hand, and David Kelsey takes it down there, betting right into the nuts. And now Barry's down about $1,000. Or is it 3 buy-up?
I think it's 3.
But I mean, all right, if you're going to teach Barry, I have to, yell at you now.
Why?
To tell him, if you say it's okay to call with suited aces, you've got to drive it in his head that flop is no good for him.
Well, I've taught him that. But, I mean, it's not like, we don't spend 20 hours a week talking about poker. No. We exchange some emails. Yeah, exchange some emails. I will sit and talk with him usually about an hour, maybe an hour a week while we're at the casino. Not much.
Okay.
And Barry's going to put the rest all in. I think he's got $5 left.
I'm 500 behind.
Oh, he's got 500 behind. Okay. He's going to limp in here. King Deuce suited. How about that? Mid to early position. Well, look at Tuckman, though. He's playing 6-10 of diamonds.
Yeah, David's lost his mind.
Jack Deuce 9 here. The pot's limped around.
And you would think this was going to be a tight table. These guys are playing like clowns.
And Tuckman's going to bet right into the flop here with 6-10 of diamonds. And Alan's got ace-jack. And he's going to raise.
It must be the alcohol that David provided.
No, everyone's going to fold here. Again, this is not a small game. I mean, these guys, might think they're just screwing around, but,
Well, it's small for Barry.
Well, yeah, small for Barry, but I mean, Barry's the guy that wants to play on GSN's, cash game show at
Does
Golden
he?
Nugget. Yeah, with a $100,000 buy-in. So I think the 10-20 game is small for Barry. I think the Wednesday night game is small for Barry. I don't know that, but you should be playing poker the same way at every level, though. I mean, you should try to do that.
Well, you try, but you don't. I notice that when I play the 100 no limit, I don't play as good.
Well, the 100 no limit is it's basically almost like I almost think that game plays like a limit game. It's almost like a 2-4 limit game. It's just there's just nothing on the table. You know what I mean? It's
Well, I stick my chips in there and hope to get double up so I have some chips to play with and.
25.
David Kelsey's going to raise here, 25. He's got King Jack offsuit, and Barry calls. Four-way action. I'm going to read another email here in a second. Jack Deuce 9. Well, David, the pre-flop raiser, he's got top pair. And look at Tuckman's got ace king, but he just called pre-flop. And David Kelsey is going to bet here.
100.
Going to bet 100. Tuckman's out of there with ace king. And I don't think anyone else is going to get involved here. Another email here from Jeff Rodriguez. He says, if you take Ed, then shave him, make him younger, and take away his facial hair and some weight, you'd have Tuckman. At least as far as his game is concerned.
That's bad.
The bud moves over here to seat 5.
What? What did I have left? I had a purple. I had 125 left.
Ace Jack suited over here for seat 8. Limp.
I mean, Dave has been lucky. Flop once in a while. 40.
$30 raise here by Dave Tuckman. He's got Queen Jack offsuit.
You could have still.
And we're going to see a call here.
25.
I believe that Jeff is going to fold here ace 7. And David Kelsey's got ace jack suited. And he's going to make the call. And Barry Woods has got a queen 9. And every time I see him come in with these inferior, these hand holdings, Shirley, I'm going to blame you. And he makes the call.
On who's this? Oh,
Barry.
on Barry.
Yeah.
I'm not responsible for David tonight.
No, not David. Three-way action. 4 deuce 4. So Tuckman raised at pre-flop. Let's see if he can make a bet here and take it down. And it looks like he is going to bet.
Flop for 10, Dave. Bet him. 75.
And he's going to bet $75. Wow, and Kelsey's going to call. I think he thinks he has the best hand here. Either that or he's setting up some sort of play. And now what is Tuckman
Well, he
doing?
does have the best hand there.
Oh, turns a queen, and David sucks out. He's got top pair now.
150.
And look at this, though. David Kelsey's going to come back and bet 150. And this really puts Tuckman in a tough spot.
Yes, it does.
Kelsey limped in pre-flop. David raised. Kelsey called.
I didn't have anything before, but now I do.
Yeah, and listen to that. That's true. And David Kelsey check called the flop and now has bet the turn. But he only has ace high. And he thought that Tuckman was full of it, and he was, but Tuckman's picked up a pair now on the turn. And he's drinking a Corona over there. And again, I mean, we've seen David Kelsey make moves all night. But if I hadn't seen tonight's show,
We're on a 5-minute delay, bro.
I don't necessarily know if I make this call against this guy.
Because in past shows, he's played so tight.
Absolutely. I mean, you almost have to put him. I don't know how he's exactly how he's played this hand. I mean,
Exactly.
it's really played out strangely. And I don't know if David Tuckman wants to get involved with this hand.
Call.
He's commentating there.
Check, call, bet. Very strange. Usually that shows a lot of strength. And he's going to make the call. He makes the call. And how much does he have left? He's pretty much committed himself.
Yeah, he's going to have to call on the river.
Oh, the river's an ace. And David Kelsey, he's going to check.
You have ace queen?
And David checks. And Kelsey sucks out him on the end. Oh, no.
I played that absolutely horribly, Dave.
This is comedy for me, Shirley. Take another drink, buddy.
I'm thinking about if I raise on a turn, though. I don't think I have enough chips to get you off it anyway.
Well, that's sometimes the problem, you know.
Right.
And, wow, unbelievable.
Queen, not ace. I put you on ace queen. I thought maybe you had ace queen. Take a
Queen Jack is right.
I was going to go over the top of you in the very
35.
That's what I should have done.
$35 raise here. We got pocket aces over there for Allen.
You made a good
Seat
call.
2.
You had the best hand. I just didn't. The queen, I was like,
And
wow,
I
okay.
believe he's going to re-raise.
90.
He's going to make it 90.
Can I buy your $5?
$90.
So a raise to 30 by Barry with King
Is
Queen
Barry going to
offsuit.
get involved against
Surely.
aces again?
How can Barry call here? He raised with King Queen. Allen's re-raised. How can he call with King Queen offsuit here?
Edgar.
I didn't follow through.
Surely.
Well, I don't know if he will.
Raise and a re-raise.
He probably will, but
Shirley.
Two players.
Oh, no. And we're heads up, $180. 10-3-7 with a couple of spades. And I think that Dave Tuckman's going to have a lot of explaining to do.
yes, he is.
And look at this, though. Barry's going to bet. He's going to bet. He thinks Allen missed the flop.
I'm sorry?
Out of curiosity, how much do you have left?
And Allen
Just
says,
100.
out of curiosity, how much do you have left, Barry? Allen's got aces. I don't think he's going anywhere here.
No, I don't think so.
And Allen moves
He's
all
moving
in.
all in.
And Barry quickly folds. And he gets himself involved there, and he lost about $260 there. I mean, unbelievable. I mean, and Barry's made that move a bunch of times. I mean, Allen could have made that move with ace-king all in, and Barry would have just folded there.
Stubbed his foot there on that one.
I just king queen to a re-raise there out of position. It's just, what are you looking to hit? I mean, the other thing too is he's got to realize in the bigger games that if he gets unlucky enough to be up against aces and he hits a king, he's really screwed. Remember that happened a couple of weeks ago in the whale game where he kept betting in a Joe win. The board was paired with a low pair and it came king 3-3, had king queen. He kept betting and Joe was slow playing his aces. And actually, you weren't here. It was Dave Tuckman.
Yeah, I was trying to remember
and the river
hand.
came king. He got lucky because the river came king.
Oh.
And he made 3 kings. David Kelsey's going to raise here. He's got king jack off suit. And believe me, no one is bankrolling Dave Tuckman. This is his own money.
Yes.
Yeah, you will.
Unless Evelyn didn't tell me something. But I don't think so.
She'll never bankroll him now that he's played.
Apologize in advance, Gus.
Maybe I need to call too then.
Honestly, he plays better than this. I've played with him a lot.
I think he's just trying to fool it around. So raise here by David Kelsey.
Not that hand, Gus. I just felt like
Gus has got ace-6 suited. And there, Allen's made the call with 6-4 of diamonds. And again, now David has made these raises out of the blind many times tonight. And I think he's in the small blind.
2 players.
So here we go to the flop. Heads up here. Ace, 10-10. Check, check. Turn is a 9. And now if David checks again here, is Allen ever going to bet? But he backs
He
into a
doesn't need to
pair.
now.
You got me.
And the pair of 6s is good. Well, I don't understand how if you're David, you raise out of the small blind and
then
don't
you-
bet that
and
flop.
you check the flop.
Ace 10-10. That doesn't make any sense. I mean, I got to tell you, I like the way he changed his game up tonight, but that one, I really didn't care for how that one went down.
Right.
Yeah.
I would have beat you.
Again, we are here live at the bike. We're playing 300 to 500. No limit hold'em. $300 min, $500 max. The yellow chips are $5 chips.
The blinds are 5 and 5.
Yep, blinds are 5 and 5, and blue chips are $1 chips.
Not enough money. 2 to 1. 25 in the pot. 25 in the pot was your 45 and 45. You went with the kebabs today.
$25. Limp. 5-way action.
5 players.
5 times 5. Here we go to the flop. King, 10, king. Couple hearts.
Don't even get yourself in trouble.
Michael's got a flush draw over there in seat 4. And Tuckman's going to bet here. He's
He
got...
has the best hand, too, doesn't he?
No, he's
Jack
got,
high?
He's got 8-3
No,
offsuit.
Michael, I'm talking about.
Michael,
With
yeah.
the
yeah.
flush draw, he has Jack high is the best hand.
So Tuckman-
best hand, best draw.
Duckman's trying to bet there because he thinks, maybe the flop missed everyone. And it goes check, check, and Jack 9 picks up a pair on the turn, and now it makes a
He
flush.
makes the flush.
Tuckman quickly folds. Well, I mean, he is trying to do some of the things that we talk about on the show, like betting into boards that are paired.
That are paired.
The only thing about boards that are paired that are Broadway, I don't know, and this is another thing that I'll ask him, I don't necessarily bet into boards that are double paired Broadway because,
Right.
especially if they're double suited or if they've got 2 suits, because that normally people are going to play high cards, and that's going to hit somebody in some fashion, whether it's a straight draw, flush draw. Definitely more apt to bet into like a board that's say 3-3-8,
Right.
right?
Yes.
Although in that case he had 8-3, so that would have been a good hand for him. How about 7-7 deuce?
Right.
Yeah.
2 hours. Oh, but not 2 hours ago. An hour and a half.
25.
Build me up on that.
$25 raise here by David Kelsey. 9-4 diamonds. And Allen's got pocket 10s in the big blind. And Barry's called in between with queen deuce. And that is actually the queen of hearts. I think my producer went through what I did with the spade there. And I think Allen made a re-raise, and he took it down there, and he did. Re-raised it with pocket 10s. You can almost see it on the felt too, Shirley, with the suits not being as sharp with these cards.
When they put up the
yeah,
flop?
when they put up the board, yeah, the flop and the turn.
It's fixed. The game's
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Tell them what we have. They get Barry and Dave night.
Well, David's got ace rag off suit on the button, ace 5. And C3 there, Chester from 2+2. Joe McClain has got ace king in the big blind. Barry's going to raise to 25 with deuce 7 of hearts. And Tuckman calls with ace 5 off.
It's offsuit.
On the
yeah.
button.
I got the best hand now. Who knows what's going to be after the flop?
You want me to call Barry?
This is great.
And let's see what Joe's going to do. Might he re-raise? And look at this. There's 3 aces there
Alan
out.
mucks his hand. He doesn't play ace rag.
Well, remember, Davey is in position, and sometimes he does says he likes to play, say, an ace 5 for its straight value.
Or 2 pair value, but
75.
And Joe McClain is going to re-raise to 75.
Okay.
Surfin, SP Surfin is going to help him out there. And both players quickly fold.
Good job, Chester. Pocket
And
jacks.
Chester's going to take it down.
No? Queens?
The consequences of Tuxman's play, everyone can speculate on this. One guy says, the sad part about Tuckman's play tonight is from this point on, whenever I see Ed play, I'll always compare him to Tuckman.
Okay, maybe I didn't.
Buttons moved over here to seat 2.
I think David would straighten out in a hurry if he knew we were comparing him to Ed back here.
He's going to love that.
25.
$25 raise here by Dave Tuckman. Deuce 7 suited.
3 players.
And here we go. Gus is in there with pocket 9s. Alan's got 8-5 of diamonds on the button. Queen 6-3. Well, you know, if Dave fires here, he might take it down.
Dave told me he had pocket 8s. Is that what he said?
But Gus is only looking at 1 overcard. A lot of people might bet right here. See where they're at.
I'm going to bet.
And there you go. He's going to bet.
You can be pocket 8s? Really?
Yep.
60. Okay. You can be pocket 8s.
Tuckman says, you can beat pocket 8s.
Huh? What's your hand? Oh, Jesus. Give him 2 pairs.
Some of these guys are
Give him
just
2 pair.
so full of hot air, Shirley. It's amazing. It's like, as a guy, sometimes I can't deal with these guys at the table. How do you do it as a woman?
Yeah, if you check it,
All this crap.
They just ignore him.
Check it. I was going to bet it.
Man.
Thank you. I actually did think it was. I looked like a.
No, actually, I mean, tonight has just kind of all been fun.
Right.
They wouldn't bother me.
Okay.
Gonna
Chip
take a look
count.
at another chip count. So Jeff over there in seat 7, Jeff Klein, up over $1,000.
Right.
I don't know, we'll see where he started the show from. But I think he might, probably is the big winner, I would think. So far, we got about an hour left in the show. Gus is over 1,000. He's kind of stayed right around that number all night.
Yes.
And Tuckman is down about 500.
Any 2 cards now. Any 2 cards. It's gotten down to the point of
Any-
2 cards.
That's what I'm doing.
Oh, thank gosh, you're final. Can't possibly blame myself for my bad.
Yeah, when you bring
Well,
up
that's
suck
on you.
tonight.
Button moves over here to seat 3.
Hey, where was that flop last time? I don't think I would have made that much money.
King 6-8 here on the flop.
I checked. Check. 35. 35. Call.
Now we get a bet here by Dave, it looks like. King 8-6.
Oh my God, everybody's calling?
Raise.
Raise it.
And Gus is going to check raise, it looks like here.
100 total. Okay, 65 more.
Sorry, we're having a little difficulty with the cards right now. I can tell you that Gus has got King Jack.
There we go.
Raise.
And Tuckman, Tuckman just bet in with a 6. So Gus check raised. And look at this. Joe has got a set of 8s, and he's going to re-raise. Tuckman bet, and I believe that Joe played the set slow. And Gus check raised with King Jack.
Tuckman, where's his cards?
Tuckman folded now to Gus's check raise. So Tuckman bet, I believe Joe just called with the set and Gus check raise, and now Joe's going to re-raise. 200 more.
I think Gus should be able to muck this.
He's got backdoor hearts. I mean, to re-raise a check raiser, Shirley, after you've smooth called the flop on the button, it just shows extreme strength.
Right.
There's just absolutely no way that one pair can be good here. Right? I mean, there's no way. Who would make this move with ace king? You think a guy in the button would make that move with ace king, call, and then re-raise a check raiser? Probably not.
No.
There's no way. The hand's not that good.
Well, do me a favor, sit on my left during dinner.
So, I know sometimes it's hard to get away from these hands, but I would imagine that Gus is probably going to fold here.
Well, I mean, I think you saw the hand.
No, but I've seen alien scanners.
I mean, these are the types of decisions you need to make. Like, I mean, Gus showed a lot of strength by check raising the flop. As opposed to leading out, he could have done something, he could have made this move with 8-6. And still, if I have 8-6 in this spot, I still might lay it down right now. I mean, obviously, it's a lot more difficult heads up.
Yeah.
But, again, I mean, I know you think that that's like crazy. I mean, do you think that's a crazy laydown, to lay down a bottom two pair there against what just happened? I mean, again, the action was Tuckman
I think laying
bet.
down one pair is a no-brainer in that spot.
Right. Well, and that's why I'm talking about the next thing
two
up
pair,
is
the
bottom
way,
two pair.
Yeah, the way that the board was, king 6-8. For someone to have 6-8, well, then again, Gus was in the blind.
Yeah. I'm just saying that, if I'm sitting there with 6-8 in the blind there, and I check raise, the action was David bet,
Right.
Joe called only on the button. I check raised. And now Joe has come over the top for me.
Right.
Big.
Right.
It's like, odd. I don't know if 6-8 is good
It
there in that
screams of
spot.
strength. Right.
Yeah, And definitely, like you said, one pair is not good. There's just no way.
Whatever, yeah, that was a good one.
Because remember, Joe, by just calling the flop, believes that his hand is good enough to slow play in some fashion. I mean, do you think that someone's going to do that, say, with just ace-king? I mean, granted, the pot was limped around pre-flop, but normally a lot of people are going to try to protect their hand with a single pair there in that spot, right?
Oh, shit, yes. Called with second pair.
We got a raise here to $75. $25, excuse me. 75 would be pretty big for this game, huh? And I believe that was by Tuckman with king 3 offsuit.
Yeah, but I'm not going to make a decision like that.
And I'm going to read every negative comment that comes in here about Dave Tuckman, and I'll get to another one here in a second.
Well, you're going to have them going crazy on here. They're going to be burning up the thread, so you'll read their names.
And Joe has made the
I'm
call.
sure
with
that
pocket
David's going to go
sevens.
home and read this.
Actually, Joe re-raised. Just a mini re-raise. So Tuckman raised, and Joe made it 30 more. And Tuckman called with king 3. 8-3 deuce here. Tuckman's going to bet. He's going to bet 75. Joe's going to raise.
He's got David's number.
And he's going to raise 75. Joe loves to mini raise.
Yes, he does.
He loves to mini raise. Again, that's Chester on 2+2. And Tuckman immediately folds.
Well, if he can get away with it, he's getting the information he needs for risking the minimum amount of money.
But if you're going to raise in position with king 3 offsuit and somebody re-raises you, why even call? I mean, I guess you make the case, well, the pot odds because the guy basically made it such a mini raise. But if you hit your king, you don't know if you're good. You're out of position. I mean, I guess Dave thinks, he's good enough to be able to play with that guy. But anyways, post here by DB Murdoch. He says, what kind of call is that? We're talking about with the Queen Jack Dave against Dave Kelsey. You think that long and just call as if there were no more betting rounds left? Is he saving the rest of his stack for lunch tomorrow? Tuckman plays just as bad as any of the players he criticizes on the show. It's not me that's doing the criticism, Shirley.
I know
it's
that.
them.
I know that.
Ace Queen here, seat 5.
Yeah, no, I am. I'm playing. Yeah, I'm playing live. I'm playing 10, king 6.
And it looks like Kyle just did he open limped there on the button? Oh, he raised on 25 there. Okay, and no one calls. And that's one of the first chop pots that we've seen all night. Another person on 2+2 says here that sadly there is no interest in the Bluff Barry Woods bounty. Seems like that's kind of gone out the window, hasn't it?
Yeah.
We've got a little under an hour left of the show. You can join us tomorrow night for big time no limit 5100
Whale
no limit.
night.
Poker Blues Whale Night. Nice little commercial that we added in a couple months ago.
Uh-huh. You love.
And it's a night full of the things.
Well, Barry's actually thinking about passing on it.
Really?
Yeah.
He's not going to play?
No, I told him he should play, but
Limp here. And David Kelsey's got ace-king suited. He's going to raise.
from the blind again.
Again.
This time he has a big hand, ace, king of spades.
He's going to make it 45 to go here. So it's 40 more for those limpers. And he's going to take it down there. Well, you know, it's interesting. I obviously don't have the type of money that guys do who can play in that game recreationally. Obviously, Barry Woods is not a professional poker player. Mm-hmm. But, it makes sense to me that guys that have that type of money have that type of money for a reason, because they're business savvy. And I don't care if you're worth billions of dollars. Maybe someone doesn't feel that they want to risk or piss away $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 in a night. You know what I mean? I don't care what you're worth.
You're talking about Barry not wanting to piss away money, because I think that he's actually
plays
better than most players.
No, I agree with you, but I'm just saying, just to put that money at a risk, even guys with a lot of money might just not feel comfortable. The value of money is too great to play.
Putting that much money.
Exactly.
You kind of think that as an investment.
It is.
If he puts in enough hours, I really think he could beat that game.
I might even move all in. Really?
Dave has straddled here. Seat one. He's got deuce 7 offsuit. Great hand.
Whoa. What the hell happened there?
So we've got 4-way action here.
You know what?
$40 pot.
Any other hands, I move all in. Except this one. I'm slow playing. I am slow playing.
Dave's saying he's slow playing the hand. Well, 7, 10, 8 here. Kyle's got a pair and an open and straight draw, as well as Gus.
Gus has the same.
But look at this. Kelsey's going to come out and fire from early position with ace 7. And Tuckman calls.
What?
What?
I hate my
Are you
hands.
kidding me? What is he doing?
I don't know. I'm embarrassed.
The turn is a 4. How do you call a flop there with deuce 7? It gets checked to Dave. I mean, Gus and Kyle
He's
are pretty
gonna
much slow-playing monsters here.
I've got a 9 with a big club.
Dave says, I got a 9 with a big club.
You have that 9-8.
I'm going to check it. Huh?
If you have that 9-8,
Dave checks.
move.
And that's going to get around to Kyle. And he's going to bet 50. He bets 50 here. Now, it's funny because this club killed a lot of the action because these guys had really big hands. And Gus gets away from 9-10 there. Wow. He had a red 9-10, and Kyle's got the only club in his hand. And Kelsey folds. And it looks like Dave is out of there. I mean, I have to come to the conclusion, Shirley, that Dave is just kind of dicking around tonight.
Dave just lost his mind tonight. That's it.
I
Because
mean,
honestly,
I have to come to that conclusion.
I
don't
have played
know
with him
what's
numerous
going
times.
on
He
here.
does actually know what he's doing.
Well, if people listen to the
I've
show,
talked strategy with him. He knows what he's doing. I don't know. He's really lost it tonight.
If people listen to the show, he knows his stuff. CWCV on 2+2 says, I think
just
Tuckman
because-
is hammered.
Just because you know what you're saying doesn't necessarily mean you apply it when you're sitting at the table, but David does normally apply it to the table. He's not tonight, A lot of people can talk poker, but they get on the table and they do all the wrong things, not what they know in their head.
Are
But
you referring to somebody in this room?
no. Why?
I thought you
Did I
were
sound
trying
like
to
I was
insult
ragging
me
on
or
you?
something.
No.
Open race. He does not hit that. It's not live. Not a live.
Buttons over there in seat 8.
Open race. Huh? It doesn't matter. You just can lose an open race. No, you never know
Limp.
you do that.
So thinking about those kings against this guy.
And limped around here. 4-way action. Ace, Queen, 3. Tuckman's playing ace rag, and he's hit the ace, and he's going to bet. And what position is he in here?
He's not in late position.
Oh, he's in the blind, so he got a free ride.
Okay.
And Allen here is going to raise with pocket fours. And this really puts Dave in a tough spot here. How much heat can he take with his hand? 30 more. He's going to call. Heads up, turns a 9. I believe Dave checked. And Allen checked right behind him.
You raised without 2 pairs?
And the river is an 8.
Go ahead.
Tuckman checks.
You have to bet. I got an ace.
And it's going to get checked down, and Tuckman's going to take it down there with an ace. Another hand, then he's won.
Nothing. I got nothing. Garbage.
Well, here's another email here from T. Cole at Indy.rr. So this is Kevin in Indy.
Kevin and Indy.
He says, trying to figure out Tuckman's game. And basically, he says, I'm not sure of what he's thinking. But for such a good player, you have to wonder.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's trying to say that you swing up, that when he's playing, he swings up and down, and then once he's up, he tightens up, and he's wondering if that's how
Dave's trying to build up chips.
Yeah, Dave's trying to do right now.
He's trying to mix it up right now to build up chips and then tighten up after that. But some of the calls he's made have been absolutely ridiculous. We have a raise here by seat 4 with Ace King. Jack 8 in there for Tuckman, and Barry's in there with Jack 9. Tuckman checks. SP Surfing is going to bet here. He bets, looks like 20. Small bet. And look at Tuckman. He's going to try to make a move here again. He's going to check raise. He's raised it to 70, but he's done this 2 times before, Shirley, and it hasn't worked.
No, it hasn't. And the thing is, yep, there you go.
Michael's got a smooth call in position here.
Michael has watched the show a lot, and he knows that or that most of us in here, I think David's the same with it.
Well, the turn's a 6 now.
Agreeing with me and you that if we had the 5, we would lead out on that flop.
The turn is a 6. Well, what about, could the 6 scare him? And Dave's going to bet 100. And look at that. There you go. Tuckman finally pulled it off. Finally. But I got to tell you, obviously a lot of these guys who play, they're playing in this game are big fans of the show. But once, if they had the information of, say, they could watch the show and then play Dave, the way that he's acted in this show, I think it would have turned out a lot different. Dave got away with that play because Michael doesn't know how kind of strangely he's played all night because a lot of those hands haven't been shown down. So, but again, the point of that email there from Kevin and Indy saying that I don't play at these limits, but sometimes I'll play very loose aggressive, and I don't mind losing a lot of small pots. I'm playing the variance game, and I'll figure that I'll get paid off big with a monster, or I'll suck out on a huge pot. We had a $30 raise here by seat number 4 there. That's
Michael.
Yeah, SP Surfing again. He's got pocket jacks. And Gus is called with pocket 7s. Well, let's see if Gus is going to get involved here. 6, 8, 10. Got a straight draw. Michael's going to bet 75. Again, these are, once again, really, really difficult decisions in no limit holding. If you're going to play a mid-pocket pair, and the board comes out where you don't think it's necessarily that bad of a board, do you want to continue even though you haven't hit a set? Now, Gus is in position here.
But this time there's 2 overs rather than 1.
That's
but
true.
Then Gus has a gut shot.
We got to figure that if a 7 came, he would be good, or a 9 came, he would be good if he thinks he's up against an overpair right now.
Right.
The problem is, though, if a 7 or a 9
either
comes,
one
it's
of those
very
came,
obvious.
Yeah, he's not going to get paid.
Right. It's a $75 bet here by Michael. And look at that, Gus folds. And Michael shows the jacks, and again, it's just one of those situations where if you get improvement, you're not going to get any paid off anymore. I mean, I guess you could think that you might just be ahead right now. A lot of people might actually just call there and maybe see if the guy fires again on the turn. But Gus just folded, and it was the right read because he was obviously beat. I mean, sometimes I just don't get involved, especially against a tough player. Even if I think that there's a really good chance I might have the best hand, I still might not get involved with the hand.
Why?
With that type of hand, with pocket 8s or pocket 7s. Because let's say if it's 50-50 that I have the best, hand or not, against really tough players. Now, obviously, against weaker players, you can, raise for information and find out exactly where you're at.
I mean, I would think if you think you have the best hand, you get your money in there.
Well, obviously, if you're stone cold positive that you're going to have the best hand. But I mean, you're not going to commit a lot of chips to a hand that you're only about 50% sure of, right?
Well,
Which I think in those cases
well, that's not being pretty sure then.
We had a bet here by $50 by Kyle with King 7. And look at this, Gus just folds Ace 10, very tight. I believe it had just been limped around in the blinds. And Kyle's going to take it down there with the bet. Got about a half an hour left in the show. And who knows what Dave Tuckman's doing tonight. My God. And I believe that Surfing Illini over there, seat 7, and Jeff Klein, he's won it almost every single time he's come on the show, whether it's been limit, no limit, whatever.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he sat there. He's played a total of, I think, like 2 hands, 3 hands, not many. He's gotten paid off on them.
Yeah.
Liar.
$30 raise here by seat 8. That's David Kelsey. Again, he's coming in with raises that aren't... He's got 5-7 of clubs this time, and he's going to take it down. So that's something, again, that people that might be watching the show for study can figure out. He's definitely changed up his pre-flop raising standards. I mean, he was as tight as a rock before. Look at this close by Wombat. Somebody go tap Tuckman on the shoulder and swap him out. Or better yet, just smack him upside the head and put in Shirley. Heck, send in Bart. His play can't be much worse, can it? Well, I take offense to that. Are you kidding me? My play wouldn't be anywhere near as bad as that.
I'm the pinch hitter.
Hey, guys, if anyone has a subscription to the archives, or if you don't, check it out. You can click on the archives banner in the upper left-hand corner of your screen. I've been on the show before.
I was going to say, they can watch you play.
You can watch me. I've cleaned up. I played in a $200 game, a 3-5 game. I think it was in April and May. And we had a raise here by Tuckman, King 6 offsuit. Alan calls with Jack 8 of diamonds. Kyle calls with pocket deuces, and Gus is in there with queen deuce. Ace, ace, deuce. What a flop for Kyle. He's flopped bottom full, but no one has an ace.
No one has an ace, and that's a real bummer.
So great on Live at the Bike.
This is it's an interesting, and Tuckman's going to bet 50 here.
2+2, we hit a jackpot. That would be the best.
Interesting. What do you do with bottom full when you flop bottom full?
You put in a big raise.
You're obviously vulnerable.
You have to put in a big raise because you figure that somebody's going to call with an ace.
Right. Well, he just smooth calls here. It was a check
well,
call.
That's really bad. But
well, wait. Did he check call? Oh, excuse me. He did raise. I'm sorry.
Okay.
He did raise. So Kyle made a check raise.
Yeah, you put in a big raise because you know the person with an ace is calling.
Tuckman's got king on.
Pocket 10s and ace comes.
And he's going to get rid of it. It looks like. Oh, there it is. But what I was saying, look at, he's going to show the deuces full. But the interesting thing about bottom full, though, too, especially against when you flop bottom full with with aces, is if you put in that raise and the guy calls, and then you put in the big next bet, and the guy calls, and you're stone cold sure he's got an ace. At some point you do have to evaluate if a Broadway card comes out or some other card, whether you can be now beat now, or
Right.
if you want to bet the guy out of the pot. Because you definitely, I don't think you ever want to check there and give it what in essence is almost a free card if someone who's really savvy might know that and take the card and actually not bet on the 3 aces. Now, there aren't a lot of people that are going to
whenever
do that.
I've been
but-
in that spot, I
Yeah.
try to get all my chips in as soon as possible,
Yeah.
knowing that a person with an ace is going to call me
Right.
and hope your hand holds up. You get your money in with the best of it,
Right.
and you just pray it's going to stand. I mean, I've done it with before the flop was ace 5, and I had pocket fives, and a guy with ace king called.
Right. Of course.
It was like a bet, a raise, and I moved all in or something like that, and he instantly called me, but I knew that he had the ace.
This is actually one of my favorite hands.
Now, we had a raise here by Allen.
If it was the right suit,
Actually, excuse me.
I would call.
Yeah, it was by Allen, and Kyle called, but Gus has come out and re-raised in the blind here with pocket 10s. So, raise, call, re-raise. And Allen just trying to mix it up here with deuce 3
Alan called.
offsuit.
Wow.
Well, Allen was the original raiser. It's over to him to try to
Yeah,
call
but
the re-raise.
it was re-raised, right?
Allen raised, Kyle called, Gus re-raised, and I don't think Allen's done anything yet.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
up to him.
Yeah, he's
okay,
gonna fold.
there we go. I
But
thought he
Kyle's
called.
going to make the call with ace jack. I mean, to a re-raise out of position, these are the types of hands that are trouble.
How do you know this?
He does have 2 clean overs, though.
Is it already scripted or something? The game's rigged.
It's on the delay, remember?
Here we go to the flop.
Collusion.
That's good. Am
Wow,
I gonna win
top
the
set for Gus.
He's gonna check it to him.
Is it going to double up?
I know. He's gonna. I need more than double. I need triple up.
Check, check. Gus is going to play it slow.
Oh.
You're not following your script.
Turns a spade, and now Kyle's got the jack of spades in his hand. And now Gus is going to come out and bet here, it looks like.
75.
He's going to bet 75. Gus has got top set,
Show blow.
and Kyle's out of there.
Do it. Show ace high.
This is a pair of 9.
Show ace high.
And Gus,
The
I
river
believe-
shows him.
yeah, Rivers is spade.
No, I had a
And C5 would have gotten there, but obviously he only had the jack high flush draw, so he's not going to go for that. Kyle's played it pretty straight out. I don't know if Kyle's a 2+2er, but he didn't tell me his name. So
I don't think so.
Yeah.
He's friends with the rest of the group. That's
Yeah.
at a play strategy. I mean, they like have poker talks and
Yeah.
I don't know, home games. I know they've taken trips to Vegas, which is Gus and Barry and Kyle C5 and David Kelsey.
Tuckman calls with 7-2 off. I think we found Ed's illegitimate child. It's official. Tuck is a drunk. I can tell by some of his mannerisms. These are obviously things that I'm reading.
Yeah, I'll be playing
I go on vacation for a couple weeks and come back to find Tuck playing like this.
only play the nuts.
Did he say you were gonna tighten up?
There you go.
Yeah, I did that last like 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Pocket 9's here for Gus on the button.
The camera started rolling.
What, every hand?
Was limped around, and he's going to raise it up. He makes it 35 to go.
C-top 30. Wait, my last attack? Probably not.
So it's 30 more.
I know.
Take it down. Guys running is table over, Gus.
And Gus is going to take it down there without a flop.
Yeah, I had an over.
I had an overcard.
Yeah, I had an over.
I had 2 that added up to 1 less than that.
1 card. Not queen.
Button moves over there to seat 7.
Same thing, overlay, overcard? Overlay.
No, overlay is the bet. Yeah, an overlay.
And it seems like a lot of the guys here at the table are having fun, huh? Would you be having fun out there too?
Well, I would if they were giving away their money.
How's your website going, Shirley?
Playing very well.
Poker-waves.com.
Thank you.
You hate Germans, though. That's why.
I hate everybody.
That's because, don't take it so personal.
You can equal opportunity hate.
I hate Jews. I hate.
You are a Jew.
I'm an anti-Semitic.
Tuckman's going to straddle here. He's got a real winner in the straddle spot. 10-5 offsuit.
10-5. My least favorite hand.
Oh, you strap?
Limp here. $10 to call. Of course, a straddle is a pot that is straddled.
That's a good one.
You have a second, what in
I like
essence
that
is
one.
a second big blind, and Tuckman will have the option when it comes back around to him. And it's a double-sized blind.
You think?
And so far, it's just limped around. We've got 7-way action here.
Just call my card.
I checked.
Tuckman and Barry both have the same hand.
No, you're just calling, Dave. Just let the cards roll on.
And
I checked.
Dave is going to check. Why did Barry complete the extra chip with 10-5 offsuit there?
I don't know. A lot of people in the pot. It's only $5 more.
Queen Jack 3 here. All spades. It looks like the highest spade is Kyle with Jack 9 in seat 5. I mean, no one has a spade.
You know, if I'm in Barry's spot, I would call almost $5 on any hand, but probably not with 10-5.
Turn is a 6. And let's see if anybody wants this pot. I'm trying to figure out who's got the best hand here. Is it Kyle
Well,
with
I
Jack
think it
9?
might be Kyle, yeah.
He's got the best
He has a
flush
pair
draw,
and a draw.
and no one's going to bet.
Nobody has a queen.
Ten.
Yeah.
Queen of spades.
River's in the 8. I don't even think Tuckman can bet this and try to steal it.
We got queen of spades.
Well, if nobody wants this pot,
Oh, maybe Barry's going to bet.
I'll check.
That would have
But
worked.
Dave is going to bet, though. He's going to bet 60. Well, it's got checked around.
Yes.
And the only person that can call.
And
Look,
I
Kyle
actually
quickly
like
folds.
this move. Here's one move I agree with David on.
Well, look at those. Gus has got a
It
jack.
seemed like nobody wanted the hand.
Gus has got Jack 4 here.
Gus can't even make this call, I don't think. He only had $10 invested. He checked it twice.
Well, but the pot
Checked it
though.
3 times.
The pot is about $150, 75 to call. So let's see what Gus is going to do here.
9-10, and I don't know if that does anything.
I think he really wants a call. Oh no, there it is, Shirley.
Yeah,
He's folded.
I don't see that he can.
And it's over to Barry. And the funny thing is, Barry
If
check
Barry
raised here.
called, that would be so funny. If he,
From you, probably all in. For anybody else, I'd call.
Barry folds. And Tuckman takes it down. And he shows it. He shows the bluff.
10 I had to bet.
Wait, 10-5?
Oh. I mean, the thing about I know that David likes to do this and kind of mess around, gain a table image, but eventually you got to kind of cool it down a little bit.
So he had no pair? I had a pair. No pair. I had a pair of jacks. I wanted to call. But with this red bastard behind me, if he wasn't behind me, I would have called it in a flash.
But I do have to take exception to this comment.
I call that and he goes 200.
F Nerd Harm says, I've listened to Tuckman's commentary and I've never thought he knows beans about No Limit. Am I the only one who's not surprised? He needs to see all the hole cards. Well, I don't.
And I'm going to raise every time
I don't agree with that. I'll stick up for my buddy Tuckman.
Every time you raise on it.
There.
No, I'll just go off.
Pocket 10s here.
If I come in. Do it.
Barry Woods in the small blind.
Really? No.
And he's probably going to raise, I would imagine. That's usually his style.
Yeah, I wasn't waiting for you. 35.
Yeah, there it is. 35. Barry definitely does not really like to come in to pots with big holdings without raising them, unless he's trying to pull the limp re-raise. That's what I've noticed about this.
Yeah.
He's not the type of guy that's going to limp in with ace-king, limp in with 10s, stuff, limp in with 9s. But he might limp in with aces or kings trying to get the limp re-raise. And of course the problem is he doesn't know how to get away from it when he doesn't come. So Barry raised to 35, and I believe that seat 5 has re-raised
right.
to 135. So Kyle's pulled the limp re-raise here with ace-king. And Barry makes the call. So Kyle limp re-raised and Barry made the call.
And,
King, Jack 8, and Kyle's got the best hand here.
I was all over that block.
Barry checks. Kyle's going to bet 100. Barry said it. And he folds. Perhaps Tuckman's getting this game confused with high-low split. There's another one.
Sorry, Barry. I was supposed to see your king. 7 now.
Kyle. KK?
I
For Kyle Kemp.
So this guy's played it pretty straight up so far tonight.
Yes.
Kyle. And I guess he said he's not a 2+2, huh?
I don't think so. Well, he could be. I mean,
Damn
there
it,
he
Shirley,
is.
you need to know these things.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then what was, he was telling me something.
Buttons over there in Barry Wood's hand in seat 9.
I did have overcards, you know. Whoa. Gus is the first one? That has to tell me he has something better. Wow. That's like a miracle.
And Allen is in the big blind. He's got ace-10 suited.
15.
Joe is in here with king-jack offsuit. And I believe that he's going to raise it to 15. And Michael Doto calls the suited connector. Barry's going to call with queen rag suited.
Oh, man, I got shit.
And here we go.
He lets them all know he has shit, too.
6-way action.
All right, I got it.
$60 pot. Ace-10-7. Allen's got top 2 pair. Remember, Joe was the pre-flop raiser. And Tuckman's going to bet in here. He's
got a gut shot.
got a gut shot. Thought he was double-gutted for a second, but he's not. Now let's see what Allen does.
75.
Allen's going to raise to 75.
Allen's playing more like Allen tonight.
I don't understand
The
what
last
what
two
is
times
Tuckman trying to do. He's trying to fire into 4 or 5
Four-
people with
yeah,
an
four
ace
other
up there
players.
with a gut shot. I just... 2 diamonds on board, too. He's going to try to chase a straight draw with 2 diamonds on board.
I don't think he was trying to chase. I think he was trying to bet and take it right there. But
Tuckman folds. And Allen shows the top 2 pair there. Well, again, you know, a new feature here on Live the Bite. If you don't have to watch the show when we are on live. The show is repeated every day up until 4 p.m. Pacific time the next day. Right after the show goes off, we play it again, Shirley.
Right.
And the archives are updated momentarily a couple hours after the show
yeah,
is completed as well.
pocket aces for Allen.
Yeah.
So like 3 times for him, right?
Gus has got a king-jack suited in seat 6. He's going to open for 25 here. And let's see how Allen's going to play the aces here in the small blind. He re-raises to 75.
Yes. Dave, why don't we get a deck and you and I can
And it's
play,
back
you know, heads
over
up?
to Gus. Gus is really deep. And so is Allen, so... I mean, Gus is in position. He's going to make the call.
That would be gambling.
Problem here is if he hits this top pair, a jack or a king, can he get away from it? $150 pot, going heads up. Now, he should be able to easily get away here at 9-7-6. Although I've seen Allen make check raises on these flops before as opposed to betting out. And he checked it. See, Shirley, he checked it, and Gus checked behind him.
He hasn't done anything. She thought so too.
Oh, I thought that Allen checked.
I was just surprised that you called.
I could have sworn he said check, but okay, maybe he's going to bet here.
He had plan A, and then plan B was like, oh shit, what do I do now?
Well, he's loading up chips there. It looks like he's going to bet 100,
Bet 100.
or maybe a little more, 105 or 110.
100.
Or 100. And I think that Gus is probably going to be done with his hand.
Yes.
So that's going to give us the opportunity to tell you, I mean, if you're still thinking of a last-minute gift, loved ones, little children,
Last minute,
family,
we still have 2
friends.
weeks. Almost
How
2
about a
weeks.
subscription to the archives? Just $14.95 a month gets you all the saved options, saved shows in the past, plus an instructional DVD from Howard Lederer, guest commentary by Barry Greenstein, guest commentary by
Doyle Brunson,
Kathy Liebert, Joseph Hatcham,
Kenna James.
Kenna James, of course. Check it out. Great, very, very entertaining. It's a great learning tool. It makes a good stocking stuffer. I know that that's what I'm going to get Isaac for Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Have you done your shopping so far already?
Well, I mean, all I really have to do shopping for is, say, my parents, and I already did get them something. So
And Hooters Girl.
we'll get to that after this hand. We got a raise here by seat 5. Ace Jack offsuit.
50.
And Tugman's going to call with pocket 8s. And Alan's going to call with king queen.
30 malls.
And actually, you know what? Tugman re-raised. So Tugman is the re-raiser in this hand. And Alan called a re-raise with king queen. Wow.
Nice hand, Alan.
Wow, 6,
Nice
9,
flop for
7.
eights.
Yeah, good flop for Tugman. He's open-ended,
It's only one overcard.
and he has the best hand. He's going to bet 150 here.
150.
A little over the size of the pot. I don't think that Alan and Kyle are going to get involved here, from what I've seen tonight. And Tuckman takes it down. Hooters Girl and I are officially no longer an item.
Oh,
So
okay.
I found out about that via text message right before the show tonight.
Oh, you did? Well, that's a nice way to break it off.
Yes.
Just says, like, screw you, we're done.
It was somewhat of a mutual thing. We hadn't talked in a while for some reason. I don't know what her issue is, but hey, what are you gonna do? There's more fish in the sea.
That's for sure. Well, I've done a little bit shopping, and so far my favorite present that I've bought is for my sister. It's just a $20 present, but it's the best gift. It's just a T-shirt from Abercrombie. It says, "I'm not with stupid anymore."
Ah.
Isn't that great? So she's divorced. Her divorce was final.
So it has some
in November.
sentimental hidden
Well,
value.
her husband was really bad. So it's just awesome. And everyone that I've told in my family, it's really funny. I said, "Oh, I got Rachel this," and they're like, "Oh, wow, that's perfect."
Tugman raised here. Ace 4 clubs. Seat number 1. Made it 25 to go. Wow, David Kelsey's going to limp call with queen 10, and here we go to the flop. And he's picked up top pair. See how he plays it, David Kelsey. He's going to come out, and he's going to bet. He bets 45 here. And I think Dave's probably going to be down with it. Oh, let's see. David Kelsey does have the best hand here. He's hit top pair with queen 10. Dave's having a rough night. Dave Tuckman, that is, tonight, Shirley.
I don't know what there was actually to think about on that hand.
Yeah.
You don't have to win every pot.
Email here,
It's
another
okay to
email.
fold.
How is Tuckman ever going to show his face around the bike after tonight? Is he high?
Well, you have to part that right. The guy writes, "Just kidding, love the show."
No, we don't.
My favorite dealer. No, this is
Got about 15 minutes left in the show, and I believe I can get confirmation that seat 7, I think, is our big winner if we can figure out
Yes,
if we
he
can
is
figure
our
out
big winner.
exactly where he started at the beginning of the show. But seat 3 also had a lot of money as well.
Right.
I like the structure. Small blind.
Well, we're getting word that seat 3 has 1,500 and seat 7 has about 1,200.
So that means
Right.
seat 3 is doing a little better.
Yeah, I think he's up. I think he is the big winner. Chester. They're on 2+2.
Right.
Surfing Illini, I believe, is up maybe 600 or 700.
four-player.
Four-way action here. Limped around. Jack 6-9 with a couple of hearts. Nice flop for Gus. Flush draw, straight draw on seat 6. And he's going to bet.
Betting 25.
25. Jeff folds. And, you know, Allen's got 1,800 over there, too, Shirley. He might be one of the big winners as well.
Raise. Make it 50 total.
Alan, yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
Now, Michael's going to raise here a top pair to 50, and Gus calls. Again, Gus has got a gigantic draw. We're heads up. Here we go to the turn. And the turn makes him a straight flush. 8 of hearts on the turn. And
Wow.
Gus checks. And Michael checks right behind him, and the river's a king. And Michael's got he's got 2 pair, excuse me, Shirley. He had 2 pair on the flop, top 2 pair. And Gus is going to bet 75, and Michael's going to call with the Jack 9.
Straight flush.
Seat 7 has to stand up and say, let me see that.
Wow, straight flush.
Nice hand, Gus. Nice hand.
It's a straight flush.
Look at this. Look at this post here from Eurotrash on 2+2, Shirley. It says, Bart, you sound like you're barely suppressing your glee/laughter as you read these emails and posts that bash Tuckman. Is this finally your time to step out of Tuck's shadow and become Live the Bike's golden boy announcer? Well, I never
Bart
really
already
thought
thinks
that.
he's the golden boy
I never really
announcer.
thought that I was in Tuck's shadow as I do
Bart
this
thinks
show
he's the star.
5 days a week.
You should see him in here before the cameras go on. He is a makeup artist and everything back here.
Dave limped in here with King 10 suited.
If I'm on a hard drive, if you think I'm on a hard drive, and all you do is double my bet, I'm gonna call it. There's no way I can get away from it. I mean,
And the action over here is
yeah, but I'm
to
just saying. But even if I'm just on a
You could
hard
have
drive,
fired back.
seat 3.
hard drive, he raises me.
Joe, he's going to limp in. He's going to suited connector.
Yeah,
So you're not getting rid of me.
so when you called, I knew where you were. At that point,
Nice hand there by Gus. 2 cards straight flush.
yeah.
Full player.
We got 4-way action, limped around. Ace 4-3 with a couple of
Wow.
clubs.
David's flopped a straight.
Yep. Did he limp
Not
in
not
there?
Tuckman. I think he's in the blind.
Yeah, he is in the blind. Okay. Yeah, not Tuckman. Kelsey's got a wheel, and he checked.
Right.
And he bet.
He only bet
$10.
$10.
Well, no one really has anything probably to call here, though. No ace, no club.
Well, it looks like
Well, somebody
Jeff
called.
did.
I guess Jeff did with 5-7. Got a gut shot to the 6. The turn's a 4.
Well,
Kelsey
he
bets
has
again.
he has a double gutter at deuce or a 6.
That's right.
But he doesn't know that, the deuce he's going to chop.
Jeff is now bet 20. Or excuse me, David is bet 20, and
Now
Jeff
Jeff
folds
says,
now.
forget it.
Pod pair.
Reshow?
Kelsey shows him the flopped wheel.
Although I may have shown that one.
And the river would have been a 7, so it would not have gotten there.
Right.
You want to come in, sir? What a turn card. What is he?
Bart, can you give me the dates and archive when you and Shirley played? Well, we'll work on that. I don't know it off the top of my head.
I have no
but
idea.
I would assume that we can maybe announce that tomorrow or something. The next day. I'll go home and look for myself. I'll
Well,
figure
I'm
two.
actually pretty positive that Kev Math from 2+2 knows about the 1-8-16 game where me and Kenna were just messing around. But that was just a messing around. It wasn't no limit. It was only 8-16. And I think he has posted that game before.
Yep.
The date for that. So
Actually, but the game,
might be on
the
there.
games that I played like in May and April are logged. You can go back and look at the titles, and it says where Bart played.
Oh, it has your name on it. Yeah, mine was about a couple months ago. It was a 3 to 500, no limit.
That's classic.
Limped around here.
Go ahead. Bluff at it.
8 deuce 3, and I think that Barry Woods went home and called somebody on the phone, and now is
Well,
now
that went
telling
home, yeah.
Tuckman
Found
what
him.
we've been saying about him on the show, and that's what the laughter is on.
Well, they're
the
laughing about the Ed thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mark's ragging on my play.
No one wants to take credit for the play.
Turn is a 3 here, and Tuckman's going to bluff at it again. It looks like, but he does have the best hand. He's got ace 10,
Yes.
and it goes check check, and the river here's a 9. It's a heart. Can somebody use this as a bluff card? Third heart. I mean, Michael was on a open-ended straight draw, and now Dave's going to bet.
So did he.
And Michael missed. But Tuckman had the best hand there with ace high. And we got time for a few more hands left tonight. Again, if you want to see big no limit, Shirley, tune in tomorrow.
That's tomorrow.
Night. Tomorrow night.
Can I straddle it when he buys it? Can I?
Barry just got straddled. I've been straddled the whole night, dude. I'll come in then. You come in? Yeah.
Buttons moved over here to seat 8. And David Tuckman's game here, someone asked on 2+2, is not 8160 regularly. He played that game during the World Series sometimes at the Bellagio. But he's a 30 and 20 prop here, just like myself, so we usually play 30 and 20 hold'em. Because there's just continued speculation as to Dave just having fun with the money here. I gotta be honest with you, when I play 3 to 5, I don't really have fun with the money. You can lose a lot of money. We got a straddle here.
It's the 500 that gets me a little.
You're going to move all in every time you raise.
And pot straddled, so it's 10 to call. And Barry's going to raise. He's got pocket 4s. A lot of dead money to be made here if he can get people out of the hand. Makes it 40 to go.
30 more?
30 more. And look, see, I mean, Shirley, come on. 9-3 suited by Tuckman.
Only because it's Barry.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You know I can't be playing anything.
I guess he is just having a little fun out there.
So it's no-brainer.
It's not fun for us. We have to answer all these emails and torture ourselves watching this.
Three-way action. Barry's the pre-flop raiser.
Bingo.
10, 10, 6, and David Kelsey's got trip 10s. He's on the button. But Barry's going to come out and bet. Not that bad of a flop, apparently, for pocket 4s. He's going to bet 60. Tuckman's out of there. And let's see what David Kelsey does.
How much you got left? About 300. 300
What do you have?
And he's asking Barry, how much do you have left? Barry says, I get about 300.
Are you shaking your leg? Is that you? Okay. Barry. I wasn't sure it was.
Something shaking, I'm sorry.
I wasn't sure if it was shaking his leg or if he was holding your leg or something. I don't know what's going on.
So how does David play it here, Shirley? How do you extract?
Are you making a move?
I don't necessarily mind. I don't think that Barry minds that flop right there with pocket 4s.
Pure ball. What do you want me to do? Shut that?
And David Kelsey's asking Barry, what do you want me to do here?
I'm going to raise him.
He's going to raise immediately.
Barry told the dealer to chop that, pretending he was going to win the pot right away.
He's going to make it 200 more.
Now David raises. He says, give me that money back.
Well, good thing for Barry that he doesn't have an overpair here, huh, Shirley? Because could he get away from an overpair?
Well,
I think he's going to get away from pocket 4s.
He is going to get away from this.
And Barry does fold. Kelsey says, I'm not going to show.
Well, he wished he was bluffing, so he could win that extra $50 and
again,
the pot,
do you like that shirt that he's wearing now?
Thank you. Sorry, bro.
Do you like guys that wear flowers on their clothing?
Well, it certainly isn't something that I would buy my guy, but some people can pull it off. I mean, remember that one guy, the one guy, he wore something on his shirt that was real funky, but he wore
the jellyfish shirt?
Yeah. And he
Yeah.
looked kind of cool in that.
All right, so
Here's
here we
our
go with the
chip
chip count.
Okay.
Alan
is the big winner.
Yeah,
That's
he's got
seat 2.
1,800. Joe's got 1,500. Gus with
Joe's
1,300.
Chester.
Yep,
2 plus
Chester, 2+2. Kyle with 1,200. He's done well. Surfing a line eye over there in seat 8. He's done well.
He's done well. He's made about 500.
The big losers for the night are Tuckman and Barry Woods.
Right. Because even Michael, who's down towards the bottom,
Right.
he's a 2+2er. He's up $350.
Right.
So
Pot's limped around here. 5-way action, $25 pot. Ace, queen, 6 with a couple of hearts.
Betting 35.
We got a $35 bet here by Gus. So Gus bets 35 here. And Kyle is going to
What
throw his
is going
sunglasses on
on?
here. He's got king, queen.
he
Wow,
saved
those
that. He
welding
saved that all
glasses?
night.
Those are welding glasses, huh?
Did you have an Oldsmobile suit?
Oh, God. And I think he made the call.
It's up.
He's got, maybe it's because he's got the king of hearts in his hand, too. The turn's a 5, and Gus has made
Gus has made 2
now.
pair.
Oh, Bobby, be careful. He'll shoot you with his laser.
Gus is going to bet.
Betting 75.
He bet 75 here.
Dude, are those faucets on your...
And now Kyle's out of there.
Oh, I thought they were...
Okay,
So this this has been an interesting night.
You crap about my shirt, and you're wearing freaking hot and cold faucets on your cufflinks.
I think this is going to be the last hand of the night. So I guess there always will be this, question looming over, Shirley. What did David Tuckman do tonight? I assume that he's going to post something here on the official Live at the Bike thread on 2+2.
What's that?
I said I assume he's going to post about his game here on 2+2.
I'm sure he will, yeah.
Does everybody know that Kyle's the president of the Pasadena Foothills Association? He just got inaugurated on
Buttons
Thursday.
over there in seat 1.
That mean you had to bend over and touch your toes? Oh, for God's sake, you guys are
And Dave Tuckman's got a weak ace. He's got ace-6 offsuit.
right. I think John Arrow.
Seat 5's going to raise here.
Oh,
King 10 offsuit. Going to make it 25 to go.
That's why do you think you just put the glasses on?
Yeah. Oh, Jesus. Kyle, nobody can hear us. Only Shirley.
And we got to see a couple of calls here, it looks
Only
like.
Shirley and
4
that Simpson
players.
dude.
4-way action. 10-9-9 here for the last hand of the night. In seat 5, they brought it in pre-flop. It's got
Right.
King 10.
Yeah.
Kyle.
He's the best hand with his 10.
Betting 50.
And he is going to bet 50, I believe.
And Barry's calling with his 6s.
Pocket 6s there for Barry.
He just doesn't want to get away from his pair tonight.
Quick,
Pairs.
Barry. Yeah.
Turn is an 8.
And it was a free roll for me.
All in.
And look at this. Kyle checks and Barry moves all in. He's going
And
to
this
move
might
all
work.
in. Well,
This might work.
Kyle's got top pair here. Is he trying to induce a bluff? It's about $250 more.
Yeah, there's no middle ground. It's like you're up like 800.
And he's showing a 10 and he folds.
Yeah.
He folds. And Barry Woods takes it down there with a little bit of a bluff. I don't necessarily know if Barry thinks that he thinks maybe he had the best hand.
I don't think
know.
he thought he had the best
No.
hand. I think he used the 8 and his gut shot draw and tried to represent.
Well, that's going to do it for us tonight. Thank you for joining us. And again, if you're in for some big no-limit hold'em action, join us tomorrow night for Poker Blues Whale Game. If I can ever get Shirley in the picture.
I'm in the picture.
So stick around, and this show will repeat all the way up until 4 p.m. tomorrow. So for everyone in their booth and for the Poker Babe, I'm Bart Hanson. Good night, everybody, from Live at the Bike.
I guess not really. Not a real good one. No. Gotcha.
It's big, and it's closer than you think. It's not a tournament. It's what you don't see on TV. The cash is real. The stakes are high. They bet big. They win big. They lose big. High stakes live action poker. Live at the Bike. Watch it live on the web or play it if you dare at the Bicycle Casino right here in Los Angeles.